What's happening, everybody? What is going on? It is Tuesday, March 16th, 15th. I can't remember. One of those days. It's the day before St. Patrick's Day, or I don't even know if that's entirely true, but it is St. Patrick's Day week that we're going to be celebrating, which is why we have all this green stuff in front of us. Just kidding. It's not because of or the fact that it's St. Patrick's Day. It's AppleJacks week. It is AppleJacks mother flipping week. That's pretty exciting stuff. Last week was Razor Week. You see the champions on the wall of Team Razor from Season 1 champions. But you see the AppleJacks items in front of me. Our boys right here on the left, the AppleJacks fellas. We got, we'll close a bit of a pre-show talking about AppleJacks. But again, this is Series E, Esports Arena. If you're just tuning in the first time, wondering what in the world is Series E all about, I just like playing Apex. Well, if you like playing Apex that much, then you should actually be signing up and competing for Series E. Every Tuesday night, our signed players, again, these pro teams that we have now signed to contracts that are earning $750 a month each. Each player is earning that for playing at home. Will compete tonight. We have 9 teams competing against 11 open slots. This could be you. You could join in. You could play. We host a $1,000 prize pool every Tuesday night that you can actually win to take down our 9 pro teams. You won't, because our 9 pro teams are better than you, which is why they're signed, okay? So if you think I'm wrong, then sign up for Series E tournaments on Tuesdays and prove me wrong, right? And then maybe Season 3, you'll get signed as a pro player, and then I gotta pay you $750 of Esports Arena's hard-earned cash from these awesome sponsors. Nice segue, Tyler. Anyway, we got some cool news that happened last week. Last season, there was a lot of drama, right, that happened between the Rockstar squad, right? In fact, I guess apparently if you're going to play video games with a total of 3 people on a team, there's always going to be one outlier that just can't get along with the entire team. It's tough. I get it. 3 months is a long time to be teaming up with somebody for that long straight, because you guys are probably practicing as well. So sure, whatever. There's you know, you're gonna butt heads for sure. So there's a few butting heads that happened. Team Rockstar, we had Rakunishu, who was honestly cracked out last season. The guy ended up still qualifying for this season away from Team Rockstar and is now on Team Cheez-It. So Team Cheez-It last week ended up winning our Tuesday night showdown with Series E. And one of the best things is, I believe this is actually the clip. You'll see here, we have Rakunishu, we got Joey Blackout and Prodigy Aces with Team Cheez-It. They're taking out what appears to be NPL right now. No, it's not. But this was a fight, I believe, between Team Cheez-It and Rockstar. Hopefully someone in the production room can tell me that that is correct and say we're good. We will find out. There we go, Tech. So 96 Tech. So yes, Team Cheez-It taking out Team Rockstar last week. What does that mean? That means the rack attack is back, baby. That's what that means. Rakunishu showed his old squad what is up with this little clip that we got going here. He absolutely, yeah, there you go. Just see you later, right? For the championship. I don't know, or for the win. Game 6. Last, was it Game 6? I believe so. In my notes, Game 6, Season 2, first night, Rakunishu had something he needed to prove, and that was that he's better than his old squad. Looks like he was. So maybe a Twitch chat, maybe we could do a little survey. Is it going to be Team Cheez-Its with Rakunishu, or is it going to be Rockstar with Crummy? Which of those 2 teams will do better tonight? Throw that in Twitch chat for me, production, please. That'd be excellent. I want to see who you guys think are going to win tonight. I'm still going with Cheez-It. I think Cheez-It's actually still going to win tonight. I think they're going to do better than Rockstar did. I hear Rockstar's got a few more drama that's going on already with this week. I don't want to get into it because I don't know the whole story. But, you know, I love drama and I love creating drama. But this was an unbelievable moment last Tuesday. If you didn't see it, we have it right here for you. Just looking at Rack Attack crushing his old team, taking it to Rockstar. And the best part, it was in the final circle, and it was the final 2 teams. What a way to do it. You can't script this, baby. That shit's awesome. So congrats to Team Cheez-Its for owning last week. That was awesome. So the rack is back. We can see that, and we've got the poll going up. I'm looking at my notes. Shane is usually here with me. Spirits Z. or spirits. I see you listening, or I see you watching, hopefully. Hopefully you're in chat. And you should send us a photo of your face so we all can see that you just got your wisdom teeth pulled out. So, yes, guys, typically Shane does have marbles in his mouth when he talks on set anyway, but it would be really bad if he was on set with me right now because he just got his wisdom teeth taken out. So, the notes that he wrote for me, though, based on what he was discovering last week, was that Team Liquid also won in Wednesday, our pro day. Team Liquid, these guys actually did, and I gotta be honest, the Esports Arena Pro teams did not really show up last week at all. In fact, I'm slightly embarrassed. I mean, we're actually paying these guys to play Apex Legends professionally, and that's how they show up. These guys are gonna have a talking to. They are gonna have a talking to. So, am I live?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Steam.
Oh, Steam is down. I thought you were saying stream is down.
Well, that's what I get for running like a third. I'll take that out.
So Steam is down completely?
Steam's down, so people are having a hard time. We don't have Origin downloaded. Logging on to Apex, we're having some delays, but it should be.
You guys are hearing it live. This is how we handle things professionally in the studio. Thank God we went to me, and Luke wrote a note, but ended up just telling me what was going on. Steam is down, apparently. We're having issues with Steam, so some of our players cannot get into the game because they don't have Origin downloaded on their PC. As you all probably know, you play Apex. Apex was originally on Origin, came to Steam. Everyone loved that so much better because obviously your library has all your other games and you can just run Steam in general. So that is a bummer, but we'll get that content to you guys shortly. Going back to Team Liquid and how last Wednesday I was upset. I mean, I was looking at the leaderboard. The entire left side of the leaderboard, which is the best side, right, 1 through 10, was predominantly the pro teams that have, Cooler, Sentinels, even like SZN. We had another squad in there that ended up getting second place. These guys, and by the way, that was AppleJacks' claim playing on SZN last week. So AppleJacks from last season won, or got second place essentially, but beat all of our teams, beat all the Esports Arena Series E teams. So come on, guys. What are you doing? I need you to step it up. If you don't, you're fired at the end of the season if you don't qualify. But you're fired. So it's clear as mud with that one. But regardless, players, fellas, let's step it up. Let's show these pro teams that you're better than them and that you should get signed to a much better pro contract, that you guys should all be signed and making good money through Apex and winning ALGS and winning Series E and any other type of tournament that goes on out there that's got thousands and thousands of dollars. But we all know that Esports Arena is that one-stop place to shop for all your Apex Legends content, tournaments, etc. But going back to last week, Klein, SZN season, I believe that's what it stands for, was on Team AppleJacks last season in Series E. They ended up getting second place. So those guys, look out for them as we get going. But those teams are grinders. I mean, those guys are grinders. They will most likely probably earn that spot into the next season of Series E Apex Legends, given the fact that they've already proven that they can get second place on Pro Night, and they're not even signed to any one of these awesome brands. That's pretty impressive. So, fellas, looking forward to seeing you guys in Season 3 of Apex Legends. If you continue doing what you're doing, and, of course, if the Esports Arena signed squad continue to stay on the right side of the leaderboard, we got problems. But speaking of AppleJacks, it is AppleJacks weeks. Week one thing that we do here at Esports Arena, we are slowly opening up our Esports Arena locations. We're opening them back up to in-person events. We're socially distanced. We are wearing masks. We sanitize the crap out of everything on all the stations. So we are the safest place to compete. If you want to compete in video games, you're playing on an Xbox, you're using a controller. We all know PC Master Race, head into Esports Arena. We've got 2080s, we've got 1080s, we've got 3090s. We've got anything you want that you could play on inside Esports Arena. We've got 3,000, what is it? No, it's like 640 hertz monitors. They didn't even make them yet, but we got them. So you can now go to Esports Arena and play on those. Don't quote me on that. But we do have really nice gear. So you can go to Esports Arena, look us up, esportsarena.com, look at our locations. We're in 14 locations right now, 4 more about to open ASAP as possible. So look out for that. You guys can compete. We are slowly rolling those things out. But what we do is we do a ton of giveaways. I mean, we have so much AppleJacks products, swag, etc., even esports arena gear. We are giving that stuff away inside our Walmart stores thanks to AppleJacks Week. So the jumbo snacks is probably the best stuff around. It's literally cereal magnified, but this stuff is actually pretty delicious. I got Tiger Paws right here, jumbo snacks. We're giving this stuff out at Esports Arena all throughout the country. Look at our locations, check it out. Support AppleJacks because they support you guys, Apex Legends, and they support this ecosystem of Series E. So please, 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 supporting our brands that sponsor Esports Arena means that we can get more brands and pay more players and do things as cool as Series E is across all different gaming titles and even sign more teams. So support is epic. Thank you guys so much for the support you've already given. Continue to support and tell your friends, tell your family, hide your kids, hide your wives, all that stuff. And anyway, so AppleJacks, yes, this AppleJacks Weeks. For this week, my mom's texting me. Let me put my phone on vibrate so you guys don't hear that. They're doing a landscape stuff in their backyard and they got the pool drained. Okay, yeah, I grew up in the pool. All right, who cares? Southern California, sue me. Really starting to delay here and stretch, obviously. And I'm not hearing laughs in the production, which means my content is really falling flat. And so there we go. There's the support that I pay for. So anyway, AppleJacks. Today, we brought up the claim from last season. AppleJacks this season actually did pretty well. A player that I want us all to watch today, given the fact that it is AppleJacks Weeks, is Aves. A-V-E-S. Aves literally popped off last week. He got second in kills with 19 kills throughout the whole week. So this guy's pretty cracked. Like, he is going to be able to carry his squad. We have AppleJacks on the screen, but a Razer logo right there. That's interesting. That was probably when we didn't have something on there. But regardless, we always try to make the content a lot better. So AppleJacks, Aves, unfortunately today, Dupes is in the middle of moving. Yes, these guys all live real lives. Yes, they have things they have to take care of. They have to work. They have to go to school. They have family they got to take care of, and they have to move occasionally. And unfortunately, Dupes has to move on a Tuesday evening during Series E. Not entirely sure how that happened, but regardless, they have a sub today called We the People. We'll be filling in for that, which means Aves really does have to carry again today as he's got a different teammate coming in, subbing in for Dupes. So that'll be interesting to see, but I do want to focus in on Aves. Again, like I said, 19 kills last week. That was second. I wish I knew what first was, but I don't. Probably more than 19. And who that was, I don't necessarily know either. But regardless, Aves, pop it off tonight. Team AppleJacks, give them support, give them some love in chat. We change the emotes in chat so that we can give the support during that week. Literally spam AppleJacks in chat of your subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, we'll probably gift you a subscriber. Or you should just sub. Literally, Twitch Prime, it's that easy, sub. It supports us. It brings us to make more emotes for all the players. We want to do custom emotes for almost every single player, right? So we want to get to that level, and your guys' support and your guys' help is what gets us there. Speaking of support and help, we got merchandise, fellas. We got apparel. We've got joggers. We've got hoodies. We've got crew necks. We've got sweatshirts. I already said that, but we've got t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, etc. Shop.esportsarena.com. This stuff is going gangbusters. Literally, it's some of the best stuff that we've actually ever created in-house. It's simple. It's small. It's whatever. It's just the type of stuff that we like to wear. It's not overly branded. It's not overly texturized. It's just something that you could wear and feel comfortable wearing. And that's what Esports Arena is all about, right? Like, we are just an agnostic gaming company that focuses on all different types of video games the same way we do with apparel. So please go to shop.esportsarena.com. Support us. You could probably type !shop in chat. I know that takes you to walmart.com/esportsarena, where you could also watch Series E content as well as purchase any of these items from our brands and support that link as well. That is huge for us. All right. Well, I have rambled on a ton. So I played Apex when it first came out, and I was actually really good at it. And then I stepped away from a week, and then I was really bad at it. Like, everyone just got so much better during that week when it first came out that I had stepped away from it. I'm probably going to jump back into it. I was a Bloodhound main, so I think I still will roll with Bloodhound. considering that he still is meta. I see him in every single match pretty much all the time. So I'm going to jump back into it so that I can be more knowledgeable in this, as well as, why is Caustic so terrible? I don't necessarily know why. I figured it's probably because of that gas that shit's always all around, and so that's probably why Caustic is terrible. And so I want to know why. I want you guys to inform me, how Apex Legends is played. So I'm going to jump back into Apex Legends. If you want to team up with me, get in line, and then we can maybe throw some pubs down, whatever. All right. I think, should I just wrap it up, guys, or we still need me to delay? We're done. Steam is apparently still down. I don't have chat open, so I can't really quite communicate with you guys. And so that's an unfortunate. Let me pull up my phone and get Twitch chat going. If you haven't noticed, Esports Radio, we are hiring. We are looking for a few positions in the social media realm. We are looking for a few positions in video editing realm. And we're looking for talent, right? Unless you guys like looking at me the entire time, I'm down to stay on camera. My staff knows it. Everyone knows that I, thoroughly enjoy being the talent. It is fun to stretch. It is fun to just, be the guy on stream, which is cool. But essentially, let me pull up chat right now so I can at least communicate with you guys. But for us, we are looking for on-air talent. So if you think you have what it takes to host, cast, to do whatever, we got an awesome game show that we're going to throw into the mix as well for Series E. We have a ton of cool content that we're going to be throwing your guys' way. And to be quite honest, everyone in there is doing all the work. So I need people to be here in the studio with us. If you think you have what it takes, come on in. Let's see here. Chat, hype train. I like that. ZZZ Revenge. What's going on? Hopefully you're doing well. Hi, Nightbot. Ha, just kidding. Just kidding. I know who Nightbot Who was that? Was that Connie that freaked out in there? He's like, oh, no. Oh, hey, T Squared. Is that actually T Squared? Tyler, you're doing great. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Thanks, Tom. Tom Taylor. Tom T Squared Taylor is what I like to call him. So, yeah, Tom has a typical or like a similar upbringing into esports like I did. I was probably a better player than he was at Halo 2. But, didn't get a chance to really prove myself as, I just mute him. I'm actually just kidding. But I did. I played a lot of Halo 2, and I could still probably take down most people in chat and most people at Esports Arena at Halo 2. No joke. Probably duos. Sam Moore that's in there, he and I will most likely take you guys out. 2v2, lockout, midship, you name it. We got it. But also, I will be taking people out in Apex Legends, like I mentioned before, because I will start playing again. I will maybe have Esports Arena publish my gamer tag so that you all can at least try to help me play Apex and play Apex better. Tell us some dad jokes. All right, Blight. Which, by the way, Blight, if you live in Southern Orange County, that's cool. You mentioned something about San Clemente and the San Clemente Pier, and how there's like this sandwich that they make that's like covered in chocolate, and you want to make a Pop-Tart flavor like that. I live in San Clemente, dude. I love San Clemente. It's epic down there. So, big shout out to the San Clemente crew here. But some dad jokes. Darn. Oh, I got one. This is the one that I try to tell a lot of people, but usually falls flat, so it's probably going to go well right now. So there's two antennas on on like an antenna that's on a roof, right? There's two antennas on the same roof. They meet each other, right? They end up falling in love. These two antennas, they just can't get enough of each other. They decide to get married, right? And so I actually, that was VIP. I had an invite to the wedding. To the two antennas marriage, right, to their wedding. And I'll be honest, the ceremony wasn't that good, but the reception was fantastic. You guys get that one? Huh? No? All right. Well, anyway, I think I got some sympathy laughs right there. Thank you, Adrenaline, for throwing the AppleJacks emotes in there. Hype train for that for sure. So Steam is down still, which means I'm still filling. I'd like to have more Apex Legends content here. Can we break down some more of that Cheez-It content? What? Luke's coming. Okay. So we're going to have 2 people on the couch. I still will like, are you mic'd up? Oh, you are mic'd up.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know if I'm live yet, but you were dying in here. So
I wasn't dying.
I just figured I'd come hang out. You know?
I wasn't drowning. I wasn't dying. I was
just messing.
floating.
I just wanted to give a.
I was dog pedaling like up to here.
Yeah, the Tom stuff was getting a little dicey.
What are you talking about? You think he could take me?
He could take you. But I don't know. Every time I say that, you do prove me wrong all the time.
He could take me. First of all, he could take me.
Oh yeah, he could probably take you. But like a lot of times, if you're gonna play anyone in Halo 2 here, you're on the top of my list. So
it's just like it's like riding a bike.
Remember when we teamed?
Yeah, back in that old, we used to throw.
I just threw grenades at you. I was so bad. Anyway, not the point, guys. I'm here to provide a tournament update. Steam is down.
Yes,
still.
They know that.
It's been great. I was surprised the amount of players that didn't have it installed on Origin at all, and I was also surprised the fact that you can't just like change your path on your computer and have Steam read the downloaded Apex file, or Origin read the downloaded. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to essentially fully install Origin and Apex, which is what some of these guys did, and a couple of them managed to pull that off and get in, and other people are still struggling. But we're missing about 7 full teams, so we're missing about a little under
half the lobby.
So,
yeah.
I'm sitting on my mic.
Which might be cutting it in and out or something.
Okay, Timmy.
There you go.
Either way, we've pushed. We're about 30 minutes now that we're pushing.
We're pushing it out 30 minutes.
So we have already. So we're like 22 minutes in, 23 minutes over.
I've been stalling for that long.
You have been on for almost a half an hour now. But we're just gonna, we're basically gonna cut a game from the format today, obviously to stay on track, and we'll do a 5-game format today, assuming we can actually, get the players in the lobby. I got a fill team, so if we get just at least a couple more in there, I'd say we should be able to launch here fairly soon. But usually it's not down this long. Like, usually it's like back up and running like fairly quickly. I'm not sure what's going on today.
It's just like, we just spent a whole long meeting talking about how we could be more prepared to not have issues with streams. And now all of a sudden, like, there's just things that you cannot.
I told you we were going to cancel today's show.
There's just, there's just some things you can't necessarily plan for. Right. And Steam outages is just not one of them that we planned for. Mm-hmm. But now we can make everyone download Origin and Steam on their PCs.
You're welcome,
if you're
EA.
an esports arena player. Yeah, you're welcome, EA.
Not that everyone wouldn't want to install Origin anyway. But
whoa. Origin, I didn't mind Origin. I actually thought Origin's user interface was way better than Steam's. Are you kidding me, dude? Steam is like, it's the same looking program as it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, and they still beat everyone else.
I know that because like that's what all the players are at. But at the same time, like when I downloaded Origin, I was like, oh, this is just and like BattleNet. Are you kidding me? Are you gonna compare BattleNet to Steam? Which was better? BattleNet 100% is way better than Steam.
I mean, it's hard, right? Because you got to think about like how vast Steam's marketplace is. Like that's not like
I understand
that. Nobody has a game marketplace like Steam.
I'm solely talking about the user experience. Right? So yes, I could download more games on Steam for sure, but the games that I like to play, Heroes of the Storm, Call of Duty, you like Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, all that sort of stuff lives there, and it's not necessarily thousands of games, but it's like 10 games on BattleNet, but the user experience is so much better.
Well, that's because they're only showing off such a slow variety of products. These Steam guys got to literally cater to like the whole planet, like Blizzard's all, hey, play our 5 games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's fair.
But then obviously they have like the voice component is pretty good.
The voice. That
came out a long time ago.
It did.
Like, and it's honestly always been pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like me and Kyle used it kind of on and off a decent amount. Let's see what chat thinks.
I know. Yeah. What do you guys think? Steam or Origin, or Steam, Origin, or BattleNet? What is the better user experience? Obviously, all of us have kind of liked Steam. Back in the day.
This has been some of the best stalling I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. Let's go, dude.
Who did that?
Yeah, all you, man. You say the name.
Honestly, wait. Yeah.
What do you guys think about these drawings? We talk about these?
Xylotism.
You talk about these already?
Yeah. By the way, drawings are sick. We realized that players taking a webcam photo of themselves in their bedroom.
Surprise. Didn't look great.
Didn't look that good. No offense to any of the players. You guys all look beautiful in my mind, in my eyes.
I'm a little shaky on some of you.
Yeah, especially when you lose, you're not looking good. But regardless, everyone looks good. We had an artist. We had these guys take selfies, submit it. We had an artist do these things, which is awesome. By the way, esportsradio.com, we're coming up with a ton of awesome stuff at esportsradio.com, making it a better experience for the players and for you at home who likes this content and wants to know like who's got the most damage, who has the most kills.
It's all about the stats.
All about the stats, right? And so we understand that, and we have the database of the stats. We have all the stats, but we just haven't, the way we, I guess, show those stats is probably few and far between. We're creating a whole website just for the stats alone. So you can go to Season 1, Apex Legends Series E.
Check out Team Razor.
Check out Team Razor, and you could see that they had Zeratricky, they had Mercy only, and they had, I always forget. Hakulo. So you see those three, and you can see their stats from Season 1. And you do a drop down, go to Season 2, and you can see all those stats, most damage, most kills, etc. So that should be going live soon. I saw the prototype today. It looks phenomenal. What?
Because Steam was good before Apex. Sorry, it made me laugh. But
yeah, I know Steam was good before Apex.
all right, whoa.
Just saying, it's like, what's a better user experience? Origin?
There's a poll going. I don't know.
There's a poll?
I don't know who.
Is Travis texting me?
Yeah, he's saying that he likes our filling. The best gaming platform on PC right now, Club Penguin is winning.
Club Penguin? What does that mean?
You ever play Club Penguin?
No.
See, guys, I don't know about that one, but for everyone in chat who clearly has played Club Penguin, which I assume is the majority of the planet, it is...
The majority of the planet?
Oh.
I've never even heard you guys talk about it here. Oh, geez, Lewis. Oh, wait.
I don't know how much you guys can hear of the production team yelling at him about what he just said, but
I do feel like a dad sometimes that like is always
well,
getting called
it depends when you
out.
got like Connie sitting back there.
I know.
With his damn memes.
Can we put a Connie video on the TV right here?
I would love that. I don't know if you guys know, if you watch Draft Day, Connie, who works on our production team, he went in a bunny suit to what happened?
They're pulling up the PC. It's on. Never mind.
You guys are doing great. Connie, he went to Walmart's in a onesie bunny suit and asked random customers Apex Legends trivia, and gave them prizes if they got it right. And the real kicker though is that they always got it right.
They always got it right. Yeah. So he asked somebody if they could name the character Bloodhound. So they say, "What's this character's name?" And the guy just goes, Bill. And he goes, dude, that's honestly correct. So if you guys think that you can outdo Connie here with these types of videos, I tried to floss the other day.
You can floss?
Well, I guess I haven't really been taught.
Like, I'm not going to do a whole ninja experience and stand up and start flossing here.
But I've learned it, but like he's in a Walmart, which, by the way, and this is sick. Apex Circle, by the way.
It's a real street.
It's a real street. And the fact that it's called Apex Circle, not Apex Street, not Apex whatever. Are you coming to chat?
Yeah.
Connie's coming in.
We've turned it into a gaming talk show.
The gaming talk show, dude.
Look at this.
Okay, you gotta walk us through the experience.
This ain't IGN, bro. This ain't MSN Gaming. This ain't Yahoo Esports, bro. We're esports arena. We're grassroots. We're community. And that's what this is, dude.
So break it down for me. What exactly did you ask her? It was a raise. It looks like asking her to.
Dude, so I edited all this. It literally took her like 2 minutes per question because like the thing is like a lot of the guests they were worried like everyone's gonna make fun of me, like I don't know anything about game, but I told them like it's just for fun, bro. Like,
yeah.
I just want them to have a good time, you know. Like I think that's what it's all about, is just interviewing people and just making sure they're having a good time. But hi everyone on Twitch, by the way.
Did you ask her what type of work she was going to do in the backyard? It looks like they're in the backyard section of Walmart.
She was there with her husband, and every once in a while she'd look at her husband, and every time she would answer a question, she'd ask, "There's purple. That's a cool color." But yeah, I don't know. I think the most fun I had was there was this one guy. His name was Justin. He was the Billy guy, the one who I
Yeah,
asked who
yeah,
Bloodhound
he was cool. Yeah.
He was so funny, and I loved him. And he thought we were EA Sports, not Esports Arena.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's us. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I felt really bad. I was like trolling the crap out of him. I'm like, yeah, that's us, dude.
Look at him.
Somebody in the comments during draft day was like, yeah, like this is America's greatest. Like as they passed through, I was like,
It's got to feel pretty good, Connie. I mean, that was hilarious content when we first saw it. Connie had mentioned, he asked me, he goes, hey, is it cool if I just like film some content and I'll edit it and all that sort of stuff? I'll just do it on my own. I'm like, yeah, I mean, sure, go for it, dude. I don't care. And so he was just like, all right, cool, thanks. And then little did I know that he was going to get kicked out of a Walmart, first of all. How many Walmarts did you go to that day? Just the
I
three?
went to all of them.
All of
I'm
them.
like Santa Claus. I went around, I ate all their milk, I ate all their cookies, and I said, I'm taking some presents with me. There
And
I
you
go.
did. You
There I
took some
go.
presents. It's actually pretty cool that win a trip to all those other ones right there, but the Esports Arena one was almost all gone. I wouldn't say almost all gone,
Yeah.
but it was like
It's because I was eating them all, dude.
no, because they were getting bought.
No,
Tyler,
it's true.
I've had an idea. I actually been meaning to ask you, but I want to ask you on stream because I want to know what the chat thinks. But I want to do another thing like this, probably when it's safer. But I was thinking we get a bunch of people dressed up as Mirage, right? Because his ability is he sends out clones, right?
Okay.
Do you think we could get a bunch of people? I'm thinking we get a bunch of Mirages running through Walmart. What do you say?
Look, man.
Sounds like a traumatizing experience for the
mean,
Walmart shopper. I can't say it's on
You
the
just
top.
got bamboozled, dude.
You just got bean boozled.
Bean boozled.
I guess I think people would be confused,
Yeah.
right? And so is everyone gonna look the same? Right?
Because
that would be
get
the
some
goal.
Craigslist people. I'll send in a selfie. If you look like me, sign up. We'll do it.
You know what we got to do?
All
We just
my
gotta like
cousins.
get an aisle that has like a couple people on it, and then keep sending a person walking down the aisle, but the same person, but different. Or they all look the same, but they're all different people.
We put a bunch of them in like one of those like scooters.
And they all just keep cruising by. Like
It's just
it's like we're
cruise.
like creating like
It's
deja vu.
Dude, those are the tridents.
Wow, this
Dude,
is
season
invigorating content right now.
9. Yeah.
We will continue this discussion later. I just got the whole, hey, wrap it up. We're good to go.
Steam's back?
Steam's back.
Steam-
Well, maybe not Steam's back.
No,
Everyone's got
Steam-
Origin.
Thank
Chat's
you,
telling me
Gabe
too.
Newell.
Oh,
How do
it
I get a
is?
job at Esports Arena? That's a great question. Exclamation point jobs. I think that works.
Jobs, careers works as well. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
They are saying that it'd be a great idea. So you do have, chat loves it. You've got at least like 10 people.
Let's go. That's
Speaking
enough
of 10 people, there is more than that in the lobby. Set up and
Yes,
ready to rock
let's
and roll,
go.
guys. It is AppleJacks week, season 2, week 2.
Week 2 of season 2.
Of season 2.
And I'm hoping we can just kick it straight over to Tom and Jamerson.
Yeah, I'm sure they're ready to take it away and tired of watching us blabber
Tired of watching
on
us.
about...
If not, it's a quick break screen, whatever. But we are starting game 1 right now. Series E Apex Legends Season 2. Let's get this going.
Boom!
Series E.
Series E.
Series E. Apex Legends.
Apex Legends.
Series E. Series E. Apex Legends.
Series E Apex Legends starts right now. Yo, welcome everyone to AppleJacks week here at Series E. I'm already going to put it out there. The winning trio of that night was, of course, Luke, Connie, and Tyler there, filling for the last 30 minutes. Thank you guys so much. But hey, it looks like everything has been sorted out. We have our players in the lobby, so let's go ahead and start talking about Series E. Tom, let's break it down. Tonight's open night, what does that mean for our competitors?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Tyler's coming for our job, Jamerson. I'm glad that he did, because I don't know if me and you can talk for 30 minutes like they did, but it is the open night and it is AppleJacks week. So we'll see if these teams are going to be able to step it up, because Cheez-It was looking hot last week, and we'll see if they're going to be able to keep up that type of momentum going forward.
Yeah, I mean, last week it was a fantastic week during the open night for a lot of our partner teams. If it wasn't for the last three scramble from South State to end up in second place, you know, Team Pringles or Team Razor could have ended up there. But let's go ahead and talk about the format of how we play things out. So we got 6 matches taking place tonight, and the point distribution is going to work out like it always does for competitive Apex Legends. Placements matter, kills matter. First place getting you 12 points, all the way down to 15th place, which gets you 1 point, and every single kill point will get you 1 point as well. And our competitors, of course, are playing for the lion's share of $500, first place getting $300, and second place getting $200. But let's go ahead and talk about the teams that will be competing tonight. Because it is the open registration night, we do have some things that do move around. Players aren't able to play sometimes, and then we have new open registration teams coming in. But of course, like always, we have our 9 partner teams competing, and it looks like we have a lot of returning teams and some new names.
Yeah, South State, didn't they play in a tournament already today and get second place? So they're coming out there doing back-to-back tournaments, basically, which is super impressive. And they've been one of these open teams that don't really consider them as an open team, because they came through and placed well and got into the playoffs through that during the ALGS. They just took second place in the Boom TV tournament, and now they're coming through trying to take first place in Esports Arena Open Night. So when you go and talk about the most deadly teams, they're looking strong. I think Team Intel still has a lot of room to grow. This is a completely new roster from the Team Intel that we had before, with Six and Metro Panders, another very deadly squad. But we have to watch AppleJacks, where they're going to land, and then watch Team Rockstar, Team Cheez-It. These are the partnered teams really that I'm keeping my eyes on.
Yeah, let's go ahead and head into game number 1 of the evening. Joining on board with Team AppleJacks for AppleJacks Week here. They are over here by Tree, and it looks like no contest for them. As we were expecting at the start of last season, that this is what it's going to be a lot of 50-50s, especially with so much competition on the line. Teams needing to secure their drop spot. But hey, Abe's already starting off pretty well. He's got the purple armor along with the purple backpack along with the blue armor. Just found himself a Mastiff, and so decent start so far, as we do have our first fight. Stunny gets a knock onto 1.
Yeah, and just a little side note on We the People, he's one of the stronger Gibbies that we have. He's been playing Gibby for a really, really long time, so this is a good fit in. He's one of those players that you don't have to worry about when the bubble placement's going to happen, when the res is going to happen. Always really good at throwing his defensive bombardments down. The only problem with We the People, he just doesn't have tons and tons of a tournament experience, and that's why I'm glad to see him here, and let's see how he ends up performing. But in terms of rank experience, in terms of content creation, definitely go check him out. One of my favorite players in the community. But it looks like huge burst coming in with the Hemlock. It's not going to be enough. Charlie with the alternator, putting in some serious work. Looks like Nade's doing the smart play here with Crypto. Going to have to do what Crypto does. Grab those banners, hit the drone, find somewhere safe. Hopefully, while that's happening, you don't get scanned by a Bloodhound long range. But looks like a possible crawl coming in for Swervesy. Pretty decent crawling skills there, Jamerson.
Razor is getting challenged over here as they are trying to take trials, and we've seen them, of course, a little bit later on the rotate, really hard committing on to the edge here at this point. They've got a team above them in trials, so you can see the scan coming out, but it looks like that team is going to back away, and so they will start this one up as they're waiting to see maybe there's a drop down coming in. Muffins is the one in the back holding it down as the Prowlers do come out, and so they will be able to pick this one up. A minute and 20 before the ring starts closing, we do have a general idea where the ring is going. It looks like it's fairly central, as you can see right there. The border of the ring is just outside of them, along with over here by Tree now, as AppleJacks find themselves in a fight. You got Rollers and Aves with the blue armors, We the People sitting on that white armor for the time being, but it's AppleJacks who have full control over this building right now, as Aves is making his way on in, spots one out at the door. Jibby's about to cross on over, so it's a full 3-man team below them. Surprising that this fight is taking place here. I wonder if it's the team that was rotating in from launch. No, it's a different squad, as you can see Rollers hitting with that triple take at the connector area there. So this could be a 3-team affair very shortly. We the People starts it off. Mike Lav is the first one to go down. The bubble has been dropped, as well as Aves pushes into the bubble, forces out into the queue now as he's dropped down to about 50 HP. But Rollers and We the People are still healthy. They can go and challenge for now, but the important thing is that they stop the fast rise, and so they're still fighting into a 3v2, but they have to worry about the third party quite possibly It looks like they are going to go ahead and commit for that. Aves is going to make sure that he has the back door covered. Going in, legit goes down, and it's just up to one final player. Clinical will fall as Cheez-It take their fight up against Intel here at Lava City as well. We're already down to 18 squads, 54 players remaining, Tom.
Yeah, those are the two fights we just saw right there. Team Cheez-It continuing to get the better of the 50-50 against Team Intel over towards this Lava City side. And we're talking about Intel, what they're going to do, and they continue to contest. They continue to 50-50, just like your tweet was saying. We were expecting a lot more 50-50s, but we got to break down, again, we the people coming through as a sub on Team AppleJacks, getting the initial knock. It's really up to Gibby, or it's really going to come down to those scans coming in from the Bloodhound or the aggressive play from Aves to go and make a play. They end up coming around, realizing that that door was no longer blocked, and that's exactly how you do that situation. Aware of the third party, back them off with the triple take, and come through with a very, very clean fight over towards the backhand side of Tree. When you see the rotation that they have as well going on over towards Thermal, they don't have much area that they have to go and run towards. So this is going to be probably another one of those endings, Jamerson. We have seen these Thermal endings popping up so recently over here, especially that one that ends on the platform across. We see some pings going down over towards the dome. Still not going to be predictable enough here on zone 2 exactly where this one's going to move over towards, but there's a lot of different priority positions that you can take over towards Thermal right now. Everyone's rotating fairly late.
Yeah, right here, Team Pringles, they've got the long-range weapons, and so they want to use this to try to pick up armor damage as well as maybe picking up some KP along the way. This is one of the best spots when you're playing in Thermal and you know it's going to end here to try to pick up the kill points during the mid-game. Now, as you can see, a lot of teams focus firing as Razor are actually still stuck here in Skyhook right now, surprisingly enough. There's a team here. Zeratricky has popped that Beast of the Hunt. He'll have the additional scans. Hakulo is pushing in from the other side as well, but it looks like it's going to be a full team breach coming out as they push the stairs. Counter scan from the squad above them here as Zeratricky does answer back, but oh boy, he is by himself. He goes down. It's going to be crummy to pick that one up from Team Rockstar. They will be able to get the thirst very shortly here, but they still need to recover. Zeratricky, Muffins will hold the angle for now. He's thermited off. Hakulo popping that medkit as they want to rejoin this fight. And it's going to be unfortunate losing out on their Bloodhound player during the Beast of the Hunt. They don't have the additional scans, but it looks like the fast res might come out in just a moment. No, it's going to be Hakulo popping that to just try to maybe bait them out for the time being. They did get the res above them for Team Rockstar, and it looks like Razor will now be playing into the 2v3 so far as Rockstar have recovered.
It's crazy that the non-Gibby team is able to get the res right here. Surprised that they didn't get the sound cue coming in from Team Rockstar above them, and now they're forced to take this 2 versus 3, which just really isn't going to happen no matter how good of a team you are on the Razor side. Just that small little play not to go for the res right there is all Rockstar is going to need to win that fight. Very nicely done. The team on the high ground does typically have that type of advantage, but you would figure, again, with the Gibraltar, with the plays being made by a player like Muffins, that they would be able to pull that one off. But this is what we've seen. Pretty popular angle coming in from Nestle Pure Life. A lot of parkour coming in for Ronnie, but they don't want to go and take this fight. The only way that you would take this fight would be if Bambino was going to lead with an EMP, and we don't see him in his drone quite yet. So it doesn't make much sense for Ronnie to go and get aggressive. They are taking one of the priority buildings that we see on Pro Day, a team like Luminosity go and try to take over. And we can also know that if you go right down that hill and over towards the zip line, that's another spot that the zone could end. Another fight taking place over here. That's going to be Ack and his squad being taken out. The third party is there. Mercy only with the Spitfire. Long range is going to drop Swervesy. No bubble there. You can see 27 seconds for Wizzy, and he's just trying to dip, dodge, and dive out of here. The shots are being landed. Mercy trying with that 3X. Also has the Digi on the R9 as well, so he's just laying spray all over the place. Looks like they want to continue to chase South State now, coming through, getting active. While they're doing so, they're also trying to make some sort of rotation to get a little bit closer to the zone, and you can see they are completely healthy, picking up resources along the way. Plenty of ammo in that Spitfire, so they should be fine to take this fight.
Yeah, Pride came up huge for them last week as well, as it looks like 6XZs is about to get finished off. It's just one final player here. Gets thirsted. It's just the Gibraltar left, and throughout all of that, Bronzy was doing a great job on that Bloodhound of making sure that their flank was covered. The scan did reveal that there was a team playing underneath in the tunnel below them. As you can see, the pings do come out, and you can see through the X-rays that there are players over there. with the first ring having closed here, we're already down to 14 squads, 41 players remaining, as South State really want to have a faster start this time around. They really woke up in the second half of last week's games, and if they can actually start off the night strong, it might just be the dub for them. Another scan comes out, and it looks like it's Execution Gaming that is underneath them, and they should have had an idea, as I believe Designify might have started off that last fight getting a knock onto one just before, but it looks like they will back away for now, as Sholly still sitting on the white armor here as NPL, holding that position above, trying to make their way into this building now. The caustic gas has been popped, and so things should slow down for the next 10-15 seconds. They need to find their way on in. We're joining on board with Pop-Tarts, though, as they find themselves in a fight. We the People got traded away. Impulse goes down. It's all up to Stomps, but he's got no armor left on that Gibraltar. He'll get finished off. Aves barely surviving that one. South State making their push. Pride's the first one to go down, but the rest of the team is there. Mercy only. Bronzy's finished that one off. Joining back on board with NPL. They do manage to push through that building. We're down to 11 squads now, 33 players remaining.
Yeah, these teams are taking fights all over the place. They're not worried about the third parties. Good scans coming in from Bronzy over towards the right area to check his back area to make sure that nobody is coming over here. And I believe, does he? Okay, I thought he had a vault key for just a split second, but it looks like they do have a vault key. Okay, this is going to be huge. They're going to be able to get a gold bag out of this. Rice Krispie Treats now making the rotation. Casper with just a white armor has that blue on the ground. Is most likely going to be a dead armor, though. See if he has a Phoenix kit to get this one back up. Maybe a bubble over there for Bird to make sure that they're just a little bit more secure. But they also have a scan for us on where round number 3 is going to go. So once action slows down, if it ever slows down, we'll be able to take a look. But it doesn't really matter when there's this much fighting taking place. These players don't want to wait until this final ring on zone number 6. They are going at it. AppleJacks with a third fight here. Going to take down Joey Blackout. We the People with the initial knock again with the R301 combination over here. And what I love about Team AppleJacks right now is they're using the bubble together. They're making sure that they're using all their utility, and once they get the information that they need, then they're going to go and push. Once they're fully healthy, that's exactly how you go and do that. They find another player down over there. It's going to be Rakanishu. Nice little triple take shots coming through, 72. One more is all it's going to take, and that's Team Cheez-It going down to Team AppleJacks. We the People again coming through with the big knock, making this a 2 versus 3. Not only that, they play it flawlessly, making sure that they don't get third-partied immediately, and 4 kills coming in for Rollers.
Now, as you can see, the scans coming out as well, as if they wanted to, they do might have the time to just loot up everything and take a look. Rollers is sitting on 95 shots still on that triple take. And that's what happens when you get a drop weapon like the Prowler there. It frees up a lot of your inventory. They do have the south side cleared. There is a team, of course, it's going to be Masked and Tech Candy over there just to their northeast currently, but they are safe inside the zone. They have a good idea that is going to be continuing to pull over here, maybe over towards the platform on the train tracks for now, so they can bide their time. They've got a lot of kill points, and they really don't need to force the issue anymore. They can just play for the placements at this point, especially with the number of kill points that they already have. As you can see, armor's being swapped around, as well as Rollers with the 90-100 shots actually on that triple tape. They're working to try and get the red evils for himself, as South State find themselves in another fight now, pushing this Dorito building. There's a duo inside, there's a third outside as well, as Bronzy now swings around, and that Gibraltar is by himself. The team has committed, and we get to see there Bronzy pushing the bubble, taking out Kimchi Lee. Pride does go down, though, as it looks like a third party is getting involved. Rockstar find their timing on this. South State are out, and Rockstar will be able to get the successful third party. We're down to 8 squads, 24 players in the third zone.
Yeah, Bronzy's scan didn't hit the third party that was coming from behind. That was Team Rockstar. Very well timed, well executed fight coming in. Everyone's staying extremely healthy. Now they're just going to continue to loot up. But when we saw that zone, nice job pulling up the map right there from the Obs team. There's a couple of different endings, and one of the teams that's in the best spot for that would most likely be Team AppleJacks, because they're going to continue to move down from that high ground. This is something we see Sentinels do all the time since they rotate from Sorting Factory. They come around tree, they take the high ground from tree, and they slowly, methodically work their way in and keep their back towards the zone, all the action necessarily in front of them, and you see teams coexisting in these two houses right there. Turtle Club was expecting it to pull over towards this house over here, which is a very popular ending, but it's not going to be over here. This is most likely ending on that train platform track track that you were talking about, or it's going to end on the hill high ground where the fences are, kind of in between the lava and exactly where the land is on that kind of northeast side. So Turtle Club's going to have to make a rotation eventually. Looks like they are sending pings down to kind of rotate towards the south side. They're going to have to move in about 40 seconds, so this makes absolute sense. They are going to have to deal with a team over towards top middle, possibly a team towards bottom middle, and then remember, Team AppleJacks is holding that entire east side.
Defensive bombardment has gone down as well, but the port will be used by K-Swinny to get them even further deeper into the zone right now. I'm wondering if the team is still playing that top tower position. I believe it was Pringles that might have been up there, and there you go. All right, hitting for the 9, not the greatest, but I know Rambo can do better. And yeah, Pringles are up there. The problem is they're not this position. So many people have died that it's harder to catch people out on the rotate now. I mean, we're down to only 8 squads left. And so the opportunity for Pringles to find the mid-game kill points is largely gone, as a lot of teams have already found themselves in a decent defensible position. Defensive bombardment going down up top. MPL, we're playing that position just beforehand, wondering if that's Rockstar pushing them there. But at the very least, Pringles were able to at least upgrade their armors to purple from this position, Tom.
Yeah, and everyone's favorite, the charge rifle with the hollow scope, with the most deadly combination of all of Apex over here, especially when you only have 16 shots. So we'll see what Phony is going to be able to do. Tough situation to be in. We'll see where this zone does pull, though. That's going to give us a lot of information, and that's going to give a lot of information to a team like Pringles, who's basically just trying to get this caustic into the late game. Plenty of ammo here in the 30-30, but again, no scope. Super unfortunate. Anything like a 2x, a 2-4 here, and you'd be seeing them just rip across the map right now, but instead a little bit more conservative, most likely because they're running low on cells. That's what happens when you're up here for quite some time with no Watson, et cetera, et cetera. So they're just trying to get some picks, and as expected, this is going to probably be that ending right where that ping is. You can see on your screen. So they are in a safe spot for now, as you do have some fighting happening over towards the side. Looks like you're going to have Rice Krispies. Team Rice Krispies going to be taken out by Nestle Pure Life.
NPL, looks like that's what the fight was taking place here, as Pringles were just looking on the entire time, only getting some damage off, not able to get a single thirst. At the very least, though, they have reached top 7, but it's Team Rockstar who have the kill points behind it as well, as they're trying to come in for the third party here. This is what I was talking about. I thought they would get involved in this, but here's Crummy with the nade spam, getting the Arc Star in, forcing that out. A lot of damage going down, but Tech is forced to back off to use that Fat on the Wraith. Here's Matt picking now with the scans out, as it looks like the squad might have just gotten out of there. They do get one. It's going to be Ronnie to fall. And so they do at least pick that one up. And so now Rockstar are weeding out the numbers here on the north side, but they still have to consider, of course, their rotation in. And it's going to be difficult with teams like Pringles playing the sniper positions and such. And with 45 seconds left to go, they need to finish off the rest of MPL already. The Bambino going down makes it a lot easier. It's just Draco's left here, and they will fall. And so the rotation looks a little bit easier now for Team Rockstar, getting rid of one team in their way.
Yeah, you can see the thought process there for Nestle Pure Life. If they can go and mop this team in a 2v3, which is super unlikely, then they're going to also be able to get the res onto Ronnie. So I get the thought process there. They're trying to go for the big risk play with a big reward, but it just doesn't work out. Too strong of a performance coming through, and a nice team fight coming in by Team Rockstar. AppleJacks now, we're saying they're all on this east side, and they're going to continue to play this high ground with the zone towards their back, and then mosey their way on in. The only problem is this team over towards that right-hand side. So they're going to probably try to play this platform directly in front of them. Maybe there's a little bit more of that wall, too, that they could use. But this is kind of how you go and play. You just sit back, put some pings down, make sure that you move in as late as possible because you don't want to be sandwiched in between multiple teams. So very slow, smart play coming in from AppleJacks. Again, worrying about the team over towards the right-hand side. That's the main threat. Nobody really has any long-range scopes like we saw. Otherwise, they'd be getting ripped apart right now by standing out in the open. But here's the team that was over towards the top side. That's going to be Team Pringles. Looks like they're shooting Turtle Club, and Turtle Club going to get into a little bit of a skirmish there with Team Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar are able to get one, but Turtle Club are able to already thirst off Tech at this point. Team Pringles still not managing to find any kill points throughout all of this. They have secured themselves at least top 5 as the ring will pull in their favor. The tower is still in. Here comes a Nox gas grenade. The long range shot ticking away onto one player here. K-Swinny tries to bring him back, but oh no, he will fall. And so Pringles will finally find the kill points that they're looking for, as now AppleJacks have made their rotation on in. They've dropped down to the low ground with the support from Aves, so they have multiple angles to play off of for the time being, but this is where they will have to commit on. So we're down to 4 squads, 12 players remaining. That means it's all full squads. We got AppleJacks, we got Pringles up top. Let's go ahead and swap around to find out who the other 2 teams are.
Kind of an unorthodox pull here as we see what Team MWT is doing. I don't think anyone was expecting this to actually continue to pull over kind of where Team Pringles was holding. Team Cruelty is going to be the team that's bottom center. We're anticipating a team would be down there. Typically, it's going to be a Caustic squad, but it's the Caustic squad up top. And you'd love to see them use their Nox Gas Grenade to take down some priority targets. It's really important to get rid of Turtle Club. It's really important to make sure that you are up there picking up some kill points. You don't want to leave this up to chance, up to placement points down towards the very end, and you want to try to weaken these teams and thin them out as much as possible. But you see where everyone's kind of holding, and right now it seems like AppleJacks is moving around the most confident. They also have all of the resources from the amount of teams that they killed along the way, and this little jungle gym is going to be pretty useful. So we'll see if they're going to be able to lock this down and do some serious work. Again, it is AppleJacks week, so they're trying to start this off with a dub.
Yeah, 4 kills as well on Rollers. I wasn't actually paying attention to Aves and We the People, how many kills they have, but between this team, it's already 7 there on with 3 on We the People, and so they might be close to having 10 kills at that point. There's 2 more, so 9 kills for them. This could be a huge game number 1, a pace-setting game number 1 for AppleJacks during their week for now. Great job coming up from AppleJacks here as they are checking every single angle, and they have, of course, full information about where every team is playing. They know that one is up top on the tower, one below in the center, and then, of course, they have this team stuck out, MWT, I believe, here on the eastern side as the port has come out for MWT, and Tech will go down as Aves gets that knock onto him with the Volt, and they want to punish this badly here as Aves does go for a little bit of a wide swing, but Rollers will be able to secure that thirst as Fury is able to get the knock onto Davis. So MWT is just down to 1 left here as Mask goes down. We're down to our final 3 squads. Cruelty, AppleJacks, and Team Pringles. Will Team Pringles be able to buy enough time to be able to get that Nox Gas Grenade up? Can't imagine they have any ultimate excels, Thomas. We know that they took that position early on, 67% away. And so this one's going to be a tight one with 40 seconds left remaining. It is the slow circle. He might be able to build it up if they buy enough time for him.
Yeah, I think that it's going to come up directly at the exact time this zone starts to move. So now we see Fury with this Wingman R9. Should be able to lay down some serious shots with plenty of ammo up here too. So this is a good situation to be in. There's the Beast of the Hunt being popped a little bit early. Not necessary here, I feel like. But it looks like they are trying to use this to go and either get some more loot or just go and try to make their play across over towards the top of the jungle gym, because they realize they have to get a little bit closer and get a little bit of different angle if they want to go and try to avoid Team Cruelty, who's over towards the bottom, because if they just coexist top and bottom on that tower, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to move around. Nade is going to connect. Phony taken down to 1 HP, and his Beast of the Hunt is going to be deteriorating here in about 5 seconds. Fortunately, he doesn't get knocked. Could have been a big moment right there, but looks like the medkit is going to be down, and the healing is going to come through. So Phony is going to be all right just for now, but this zone is closing.
Yeah, again, though, it's all about the Wombo combo. Fury along with Press. Do they have the combo ready to go to finish this one off? As the arc starts coming in, slowing them down. Team Cruelty, though, as the Thermite connects onto Oi Senpai, he burns away just a bit here. As the ultimate does go down, there is the black hole, but no Nox Gas Grenade, as it was instantly cleared as well. Or quite possibly, as Moose and Flower is getting ready for this one now. He does connect with that Wingman. He's got 48 shots left to go. It's AppleJacks that have all of the ammo to work with here. Roller's still sitting on the triple take. He does have the Prowler to pull out as well. At this point, it's about Aves starting it all off, getting the knock on to one of the Pringles members now, as the defensive bombardment will go down as well. And now here comes the port out as, oh my goodness, the spray. We the People coming up huge. 4 kills for him, 5 kills for Aves, and AppleJacks should be able to finish this one off. It's just by with how many kill points here in game number 1.
We the People coming through with the sub, getting tons of knocks, doing a lot of damage, very methodically played from AppleJacks. Again, we saw them over towards the tree side. They made that rotation all the way towards Thermal. The big play for their team, besides getting all those kills and doing a great job on their skirmishes, was portaling down the jungle gym and making sure that they were staying alive, again, keeping all of the action in front of them. But when you're hitting shots like that, it's going to be scary for the rest of the lobby to try to keep up. Big game from AppleJacks in game number 1.
Yeah, it looked like it was some great macro calls coming out from them, controlling some amazing positions for this circle. Congratulations to AppleJacks for taking the first game of the night, of course, during their week. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, and when we get back, we'll have game number 2 of Series E right after this.
Love the team name, completely nailed it. It's Aves, let's start with you. Go ahead and just introduce the team, and of course, tell me why you guys formed as a roster, how long you've been playing together, and what made you guys try out for Series E.
Definitely. So I think we formed back in the Xbox days. We had a little bit of a scrim group on Xbox, Dawn of Legends. Shout out to people in the chat who used to play before Devo took it all down, unfortunately. Went to PC. Rollers and I played with a few other subs, got our hands into comp. It was fun. You know, a lot of people crying about, controller and, console kids coming over, and I loved it. So I kept on playing. We found Dupe as a pickup for what you would say like autumn circuit, maybe end of summer circuit.
Okay.
Found a lot of success with Dupe in our play style, which is, shoot first, ask questions later. Made a bunch of finals, made playoffs, and that's why we keep sticking together. Hey, what's up? My name's Daves.
My name's Duke.
My name is Rollers
I play Apex Legends
for Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks, and you're watching
Series E.
Series E.
Series E.
Yeah, it's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
All right, welcome back, guys, to Series E here during AppleJacks Weeks. And AppleJacks Week is definitely taking it to the squads right now after game number 1. They had a number of kills, at least 14, I would say, maybe 15. It was very high up there, and that's a very strong start, especially in game number 1, Tom.
Yeah, it really is. And again, it started with a fight over towards Tree, get the confidence going. And there it is, 27 points overall. Not bad for Team Pringles, though, coming in second place, holding that high ground for quite some time, and then making some good plays with the Caustic down there. Team Rockstar picking up some kills along the way, too. But again, this is a really great start for Team AppleJacks. We the People is a great fit, again, with the Gibraltar. He's a very strong Gibby. You can see the presence of mind to go and toss the defensive bombardment, even though the defensive bombardment was placed, and you could see there's a lot of kind of obstruction of the view that could go and hit that down low and make sure that those defensive bombardments don't all the way connect, and at least force players to push forward. And the great shots with the R301, everybody really following suit too. That's what you want to go and see. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going forward. Let's see where this next zone moves to, because we know if they're landing over towards Tree, Thermal really isn't that big of a deal to go and kind of mosey on over if you're getting early fights. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance moment of the previous game, and it has to be Team AppleJacks.
Yeah, I mean, with the number of fights that they were taking here, it was Team Cruelty that were forced out of their position, and the crossfire was set up. Take a look. Aves going for the wide swing, and he had all 3 members of Team Cruelty just out there, and so he forces out that bubble early on from them, and you can see that the focus fire goes down. But everyone on AppleJacks at this point was just doing massive amounts of damage. Aves gained that first knock on to Team Pringles there, as AppleJacks already understand that the defensive bombardment, the bubble has already been used, so the defensive bombardment goes down onto Team Cruelty. They focus their fire now on the immediate threat, which is this Wraith coming in. They clean up Cruelty, and then you can see the defensive bombardment that was thrown down earlier by We the People helps them clean this one all up, and they take a huge 15 kill win. So 27 points overall for AppleJacks with 5 more games left to go.
It's exactly how you play that. Super ideal. Again, the spray has to be there. You have to connect on all your shots. Otherwise, you're going to lose out on some opportunities and some kills are going to slip away and possibly points go over to the teams that you don't really want to see. Maybe like a Team Pringles or a Team Cruelty right there. But AppleJacks was able to do everything by the book. Again, very well-timed defensive bombardment that comes through. Nothing's better than finishing off the team that is in third place, seeing that it's 2 squads remaining. And as you go and finish off that squad, you're seeing ticks from your defensive bombardment hitting for 40, hitting for 40. That's going to slow them down. That's going to, again, make it so much easier for your teammates to know exactly where those players were. And that's how you go and you execute in that type of instance. But none of this would have been possible if they would have not won their team fights so cleanly, if they didn't hold off the third parties that were coming around from tree right in the beginning of the game. This could have been a completely different style of play. And we could have saw a team like Pringles run away with this one. But again, AppleJacks, it wasn't just about the end of the game. It was multiple fights along the way, and they got rewarded with a big game.
Yeah, so 27 points for them, and I believe it's a pretty large lead currently up against the second place team. It's Team Pringles in second place with 15 points. So 12-point lead right now is what's AppleJacks sitting on, along with a 15-point lead over Team Rockstar. And so that's a really great start right now. It's about continuing this momentum. They don't have to go for big games every single time. If they continue to put on points, 5 to 10 points every single game, they keep themselves in the running and really can build off this momentum. We are getting game number 2 set up right now. Let's go ahead and talk about, we talked about a lot of the late game there. Let's talk about the early game. We're seeing those 50-50s taking place once again. So fighting over Lava City. I believe Rice Krispie Treats also got themselves in a fight early on. I mean, this is kind of what's going to break down to here during this season of Series E, whether it's open night or pro night. We're going to have a lot of 50-50s off drop.
It wasn't as many as we were anticipating, but the fights happened on rotations just on round 1 extremely fast. I think we had like 11, 12 squads going into round 2 or something like that, which is just absolutely insane pace that goes through overall. And then one of those teams that ended up being a victim of that pace was South State, where everything was looking really good. All of a sudden, it seems like the vibes are going. They're going to win this team fight. Boom, immediate third party comes in through Team Rockstar. Team Rockstar met with Turtle Club over towards the side on these difficult rotations where they were over towards the jungle gym. Again, we saw that zone was kind of favoring over towards there, so it makes sense that teams wanted to go and rotate from there once they realized it wasn't pulling to the very back of Thermal. So it's always interesting with these thermal zones. They're probably one of the hardest to predict because there's so many different endings all over there. And then if you do pick it right, you're going to be feeling really great. But if you don't, the rotations through thermal are some of the most difficult because the line of sights are brutal. There's different elevations, and you really don't have a good idea on where you're going to be shot at. And that's why you see a team, I think it was MWT is their team name, comes through, makes a blind portal, thinks that they're going to be safe. They had a full 3-man firing squad for Team AppleJacks just looking at that portal as they were coming through that one. So it's a very sneaky, hard circle to go and deal with. But we saw teams like AppleJacks get rewarded for, again, coming through on that slow side, coming in from that tree rotation, and picking up a lot of kills.
All right, here we go. Heading into game number 2 on a board with Team AppleJacks. A fairly even split here for the dropship pathing is going straight down the middle of the map from west to the east. And so the priority for rotation is going to, of course, be down to a lot of these teams here on the western side. They'll be able to land first, loot up and everything. It doesn't seem like they have a beacon for this one over at Tree, unfortunately for them. That means they're going to have to move quickly here, and we'll see if there are any other beacons in the area. But AppleJacks currently are leaders after game number 1 with 27 points. We'll see if they can keep this one up as they are just continuing their loot path. Let's go ahead and swap around to other teams to see exactly what's going on. Maybe check on board with Team Intel, or no, it's Team Vibes getting themselves into a fight right now. Ack does hit for the blue, but it's Mooney who's out by himself. So South State starting it all off, getting that first knock. And already things are looking great for them as South State. Last week, we have to talk about them. They took second place. They had a huge second half. It was their first half that was a little bit faltering, but already they've outscored their first half from last week. 8 points compared to the 7 points that they put on the board across 3 games. And so already South State are looking to start things off strong now as Pride does go for that peak. They get that thirst onto Mooney. They will continue this push onto the 2-man now as Pride will go ahead and push up as soon as the info is gone for the squad above them here, as the scan was already used. And here comes the peek out now from Pride. He does get cut off by that Arc Star. now. With Mercy only climbing up to the top, it's going to pull the attention away. Bronzy's here as well, and great coverage coming up from South State, covering every single angle here, baiting them out, and Pride is able to take advantage.
You can see how smart Pride is just based on the information that he's getting, and as you see a look at where this zone's going to pull, another unpredictable zone, but how he was able to methodically go up there and basically bait Bronzy for the free shots, and then once the second knock comes through, he's able to basically create a little bit of havoc because the callouts are just too fast, and that creates a little bit of a miscommunication on where everybody necessarily is. And then Bronzy just drew so much by climbing up over towards the side. They took 3 different angles, but they all did it staggered perfectly at the right time. Let's see what AppleJacks is going to be able to do, and if any third parties are going to come through here. Aves doesn't have the best combination overall. The 30-30 with just this type of sight isn't ideal. Once he lands one shot, I'm sure they are going to start to push on this. And then you could expect we the people to probably put a bubble in between if they were. But now that team is going to run, and it looks like it's a full 3-man squad. So there's the initial damage. Doesn't look like they're interested in charging. And unfortunately for AppleJacks, like you were saying, they don't have the scan. And if they did have the scan over towards the tree side, they would be making a lot faster moves. But they're not in any rush over here. They're just going to continue to craft, make sure that they're completely looted up, and they're going to play the edge. Team Rockstar, however, over towards the Skyhook side, and I believe this is the same fight that we saw before.
Yeah, we'll see Team Razor. Now, they do have the gold armor at the very least on one with the blue, so very similar in terms of HP. Matt Pickett goes for the peak, does get cracked as Tech tries to hold down the roof. But now, as the black hole does come in to slow things down, Rockstar still controlling the roof right now. As you can see, they are a little bit disconnected. They do have Matt Pickett on the low, but here we go. Scans out, and it looks like Razor are going to try and make the push up through the stairwell. A lot of fights taking place across World's Edge right now. We're already down to 18 squads, by the way. It could be 17 very shortly. Bronzy, South State continuing their push, finding another knock. He does go down, but it is a 2-for-1 exchange, and South State will pick up another 3 kill points. So an amazing start for them as Team Cruelty find themselves in a fight. This was a third party coming out from them over here on the northeast side of the zone, as Scissors was able to finish off Messiah, and now he's setting up the high ground angle with the EVA 8 out. They lose out on Moosin. Scissors needs to get involved right now. Scissors has gone down as Razors finally pulled the trigger on their fight, or maybe it was Team Rockstar pulling the trigger on them here, forcing out the Q from this Wraith as Hakula will go ahead and chase after him. And it looks like with the 2v2, now there's the advantage going on over towards Team Rockstar. It's the 1v2. Hakula dropped down to 1 HP, and Rockstar will win out this fight once again here at Skyhook.
Really sneaky play from Tech to go and put this portal and hit his Q, so he just creates so much commotion and makes multiple players charge him. And then because of that, they created a little bit commotion, and they were able to collapse on these players and find out exactly who was split as the chase was going down. So really nice team fight coming through. And unfortunate back-to-back losses as Team Cruelty looked like they had the upper advantage. Scissors missed a little bit of his clamor. They had the 2-versus-1 over towards the side, and now Senpai is going to have to dip out of here. It was Strictly coming through with the just nasty amount of damage, basically taking on 2 players at once. But now AppleJacks again back over towards the tree side, looking for another skirmish. You're going to take the roof over here. Aves is going to come out with the initial damage. They do have the advantage right now if they want to go and push this one, but this is what we saw before. They're going to take their time. They're going to make sure no third parties come through. Rollers is not just scanning for the players that are inside. He's also scanning for multiple players that are coming out from any different type of areas. So now this looks like Aves is going to back off. They're going to try to relocate here. They know this team is fairly stuck, but they do want to make sure that they take different angles in case anything crazy is going to happen. So very smart play coming in. Not getting too aggressive, as Team AppleJacks did have a great game 1, and they just don't want to drop a goose egg here. So they're going to back off, do what they did last game, which I think they had the Prowler, and it seemed to be pretty useful. It's going to be a gold helmet instead and just a battery. So Monka.
Yeah, it could have definitely been better, but yeah, AppleJacks backing way off this one. The timing on this fight is just not looking the greatest. They could get third-partied, but as you can see, we're already down to 14 squads remaining. Everyone already making their way on in to the zone now, all the way on over to Harvester currently. It's Team Cheez-It who have this position in the connector area from the north side of Sorting. Scan comes out from Rakanishu. don't know if that fight took place. Team Cheez-It versus Team Intel. If we can swap around to check in with the other squads. We're already down to 14 squads, so maybe that fight did finish off. We don't have any kills for Rakanishu. Well, maybe we'll take a look at Joey Blackout or Prodigy Aces. Anyone else? Thank you. As Turtle Club find themselves, it looks like, in a fight over here at Train Yard. They do have a crossfire set up. Case Swinney and Nasky taking some damage as Nasky going to go ahead and pop that bat for himself. And so this is going to be difficult to try and push that high ground, but Case Swinney is on that horizon. They can try to challenge for the height with the gravity lift. Here comes the Arc Stars first, and they connect with any damage. It might be the trigger for them to go in, as it's still difficult push now for Turtle Club here. Now they do have all their utility really to work with, but looks like they're not really favoring this push. They're still keeping an eye on it, Tom. Decent damage out now from Rambo, but they're calling it here. They do not want to push Rockstar, and Rockstar want to try and turn it on them. As their back is exposed, you have Rockstar dropping down, getting some decent damage off, slowing them down. But it looks like the distance has been made and they can just back off. Oh boy, Nasky with a huge spray with that R301, taking out Grummy. Gold backpack res does come out for them, but the black hole has been dropped down as they back away with that Q. The gold bag res is going to help them get instantly back into this fight for now, but you have Turtle Club trying to get aggressive off of this with the EVA 8 now. They're going to challenge for the high ground here as Case Swinney tries his hand at taking the height. Hits for the 40 onto the Wraith, but he's been cracked and he goes down. Tech picks that one up, as now it will be the 3v2. The bubble has been used by Turtle Club. It's all up to Nasty left in this 1v3 as he gets challenged and he gets taken out. Rockstar with another team fight win.
What an interesting turn of events right there. Tech really doing a great job, just taking, again, a lot of the attention from all three players of Turtle Club. He goes and hits the Q. So many grenades were used. Then he goes and takes the 1v1 over towards the height, which is really risky play, but because he gets that, that gives them a huge 2v3 advantage. Matt Pickett with the great spray after staying alive and hitting the scan and getting the res as well was extremely useful. Team Intel looks like 6 is going to be going on to the Pathfinder, so interesting composition coming through as they are going to get the knock onto Mercy only. That's going to be the Massive in hand, and most likely knowing South State, they're not interested in taking this 2v3, but we'll see what ends up happening. Metro with unlimited Arc Star is going to toss a couple over there. Panders is going to be a little bit overextended, but on Wraith, he's still staying within that Q distance, and he still has more Arc Stars in the back pocket for Metro. Looks like they're not going to be able to get that finish onto South State. I'm not quite sure how they were able to get out of there.
Yeah, 6 just holding the back angle right now because they do have to worry. It looks like Pride was finished off, and Mercy did get res. He's popping that Phoenix kit for the time being. As they back away off of this one, you might have an opportunity, but never mind. There's the scan, another team coming in. So this duo has to run away off of this one here, and they might just get pinched off, but we'll see. Intel not full committing onto this. As you can see, they were worried about the other teams coming in. So we're now down to 13 squads. There is an opportunity for South State. Never mind. Never were able to pick up Pride's banner, unfortunately for them. Now here we go, joining on board with Pop-Tarts, who are playing the edge here. They have a team coming in with the balloon. That's free shots, almost cracking that blue armor is Stumps, as they are still redeploying off the back of this one. But time has been bought. It looks like that person should have been able to heal up his armor now, as Pop-Tarts still not full committing onto this one. They are kind of spread out. Lucas all the way on the south side there, finally converging on this squad, but they've pushed into the choke already, and you're pushing up to the high ground. You got to be careful here. So Impulse backs off as his Beast of the Hunt still has some time left on it, but he was in the middle of nowhere. Defensive bombardment about to go down as well, now making their moves during this rotate. Unfortunately, the timing just was not there. The reaction from the rest of the team was not there. And so these kill points will just run away from them for the time being. They're going to try their best to gatekeep here. Stomps, utilizing this headshot angle, will throw down that defensive bombardment as the nades are coming out from the other side. Impulse and Lucas force the full heal here. We do have some connects coming out from the defensive bombardment, forcing out that bubble as well. One player disconnected, and they're going to try and full swing onto him, hitting for Flesh now, forcing him behind the cover. They're going to go for that wide swing. Unfortunately for them, they were not able to get the knock. Finally, it comes through onto Kimchi Lee, but during all of that, Strictly pushes, gets the knock onto Impulse. Lucas is taking a lot of damage as well, as he does go down. Strictly is a one-man army, popping that Q to get into the zone for now, and he still has to contend with Stomps as he pushes forward. Finally answers back, and he takes that one out. He doesn't have his bubble. He will not have the fast res, but he keeps his team in the game. We're now down to 12 squads, 35 players remaining.
Nice job by Stomps there, holding it down. I thought they had an opportunity when that team was flying in to use the defensive bombardment a little bit earlier, but instead they were able to survive throughout all of that, and thought Strictly was going to be able to pull this one off again in the 2-versus-1 scenario. But you saw the great aggressive play on that Gibraltar. It's just going to be a little bit too much. Team Pop-Tarts now going to be able to rotate and live just for a little bit longer. We'll see exactly what their rotation is going to be. But AppleJacks has the high ground on this team at the bottom of the ramp, and that's always a great position to be in because you have such great head glitch angles, and We the People is going to be the one that go and utilizes that with the Gibraltar shield. And you see what Aves' thought process is. I have to go and check the right-hand side, make sure they're not moseying their way on up over here. While that's happening, Rolders is also watching their back. Casper getting a knock for Team Rice Krispie Treats. That's going to be with the scout onto Swervesy. Team Cheese It now with the rotation coming in through from this sorting factory hallway is a little bit difficult because they are going to be dealing with tons of teams that are trying to make their way through here. That is Team Intel still in the vicinity on their late rotation. We'll see what they do. They have that zip line going up over towards the high ground. Looks like they want to go and play this one. Panda's going to get aggressive. They do need a big game after dropping the ball in game number 1, losing their 50-50 against Cheese It. But this is the same two teams now fighting on the same exact plane as before, but this time they actually have loot, Jamerson.
Yeah, Cheez It were able to get this position early on and then forced Intel to play on the outside throughout all of this, as Panders does go for the peak, does some damage, but they're starting to run out of time, and at some point they will have to full commit onto this fight. They haven't done enough to really clear the barrels and make sure that it's completely safe for them here, as Panders is now backing off after that scan. But with 20 seconds left to go before the ring starts closing in, you can see Intel trying to make their way on in. Team Cheez It can just play this game where they just back away from position to position, pop the barrel, slow them down, allow the ring to pressure them here. So Intel need to do something, and it looks like it's going to be the full commit as the zone starts closing in. Here comes the defensive bombardment down on top of them. I don't know if there's any connects, as that thermal sight will help out just a little bit, but here comes the full push out from Cheez It, as oh boy, Team Intel have gotten wiped up. 2 of them now. It's the 1v2 here, and it will be Cheez It taking the team fight win once again.
I feel like once Intel saw that this is a caustic team, it's so hard to go and push that one. You saw the defensive bombardment, the swing in from 6, but now Team Rockstar coming in. It looks like a nice third party is going to be able to be here. And can Crummy go and land this black hole? Looks like he's going to go and save this one because they realize that they already have these players on the ropes. If he's going to toss it, he's going to toss it now, but they already have multiple shields down. This is Team Nestle. Pure Life Pickett, though, is taken down over towards the side. This is going to be a 2-on-1 situation. Let's see if Tech can hunt him down before the thirst comes through. Crummy getting into a little bit of the skirmish, and they are going to be able to finish off the last player. Crummy now the kill leader with 4 overall. Rez coming through onto Pickett. Remember, he's the one with the gold backpack, so he's going to have to heal up and get some armor swaps throughout all of that. AppleJacks looks like they weren't interested in going all the way for a third party. Nestle Pure Life does get those kills, but they're already dead, so they're not going to actually show up on the scoreboard as Tech continues to get some more knocks. Rockstar now running into Team Rice Krispie Treats.
And they do get the knock onto Casper along with the Thirst. AppleJacks playing this a little bit more conservative. Aves was considering using that port to try and punish that squad, but it looks like they were already finished off. This is going to be a classic thermal station ending, as it does pull away towards that northwest snake. We're down to 8 squads, 22 players remaining. Wondering if that's 2 squads as a duo, or if that's a rat. Maybe we get our first Tomcat rat cam. I know in just a moment. Team Pringle still alive here into the late game now, as they're playing on the northeast snake position here, and so they will have to start moving. They've got a team ahead of them. Good damage out, and with that flatline and the anvil shots, they do have another team to their south that they have to worry about as well. Let's see, Press does notice that one, and he will keep his attention drawn over there. It looks like it was just AppleJacks playing off of sights, trying to find some information, trying to find some angles here as the shots do come out, not quite connecting this time around. But with 40 seconds left to go, their priority now has to be on the rotates. You can see the ping start coming down, start playing, try to find a position over there by Snake. RKT, Rice Krispie Treats, did lose Casper early on. We saw that they were possibly trying to come in for the third party up against Rockstar, but Rockstar swatted that one down. And so missing out on your Bloodhound for this late game is quite detrimental, especially when your Gibraltar is almost kind of nerfed in this position. He does have its defensive bombardment, but you're playing in a position that has plenty of cover. AppleJacks, looks like we're able to try and take a fight. Mercy only gets a knock on to Crummy here for Rockstar as they were making their way on in. Tech with a huge 77 with a hit 22, and then they take out Bronzing. So that was a duo just running around. There's another duo here involved, and it's going to be Team Rockstar controlling the highest of grounds here in this ring.
And this is the first time we've seen them use this specific composition to maximum effectiveness. A lot of times you're going to see Matt Pickett switching between about 2 or 3 different legends. We've even seen him bust out the Horizon. We've seen Tech go and play on this Crypto. But we didn't have time to talk about that because another fight is going to be taking place over here. It's going to be the battle of the snacks, and it looks like Pringles is going to get the better of Team Cheez-It right there, but you do have the zone coming through, and this is zone 4, so that's going to completely rip apart. And now Team AppleJacks trying to take advantage of that. Nice positioning, big spray, 136. He does take around the same amount of damage throughout all of that too. Now We the People's going to set it immediately. Armor Swap is going to be there. He hits a big almost 200 spray, but it's, again, not enough damage to go and finish him off. And now with just a little bit, oh, it's Lucas in a 3 versus 1.
Wow, they just kept dropping down, and Lucas was able to connect with those shotgun shots. Rice Krispie Cheats not dropping down quite. Yeah, we're down to 4 squads, 9 players remaining. You got the duo and 1 more duo as well, I believe. Man, what an interesting turn of events here. As yeah, Lucas is just down to a solo, never mind. And so yeah, we have this the 3v3v 2v1 as the Tomcat Rat Cam does come in. See what Lucas can do here. He is on the Wraith at the very least. He's going to be a bit more slippery. He's got all the utility to work with as all the loot is around him. We're on board with 6XZs who are controlling that northwest snake here in Harvester. So this could be the strong winning position for themselves. Now, they haven't been able to do much throughout the game. It looks like they don't have that many kill points. It's Team Rockstar who've been farming a lot of this lobby.
Yeah, the aggressive play from Rockstar reminds us what we saw in game number 1 from Team AppleJacks. You'd see so much damage from Tech already. 1700 with the R9 Mastiff combination, Gold Mag, 2X. Feeling really good about their positioning. Yeah, you do have that team on the inside, but I'll take this high ground any day of the week.
Yeah, 10 kills between Crummy and Tech right now. We know Matt Pickett has a few as well. And so this is shaping up to be a similar game to AppleJacks' game number 1, which is important here. Pop-Tart's pushing up. It's just Lucas by himself. Swervesy will finish them off. So 6XZs now brings it down to 3 squads. It's a 3v3v2 here, as this final circle will, of course, pull into Snake area. This high ground angle for Rockstar. They can try to hold it for a bit, but they might be able to drop down early and try to control the roof of Snake here. It's Rice Krispie Cheats who are the duo. Stunny gets spotted out from that high ground, gets tagged big, but he will be able to heal up for the time being. Nades has, of course, that drone to work off of. So I love seeing the difference of compositions here in the late game.
We'll see which composition gets played to maximum effectiveness, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a big black hole coming in from Crummy. Question is, how many nades does everybody have on his team? Because the black hole, while it's great, it's not really useful unless you are going to throw down some thermites, maybe some arc stars. Frags will even do the trick, but do take 3 seconds to blow up overall. So we'll see exactly how this one gets played. Really comes down to this duo too. Where is the duo going to focus? Where are they going to put their resources at? Because if it's going to be over towards Team Rockstar, you know that the cells are going to have to be popped. You're going to have to be reloading your weapons as well. Multiple armor swaps over towards the top hand side. So double purples are going to be pretty useful if anyone wants to go and try to do something crazy over here and get a little bit of aggressive. It's going to be anyone. It has to be Tech because he's the only one with some sort of escape throughout all of that. The rest of the players just going to sit back and let this one unfold. They're trying to get pings down on where they think players are going to go and make their play. And it looks like it's going to be a portal play from inside all the way down to directly below them, which is a pretty smart play considering that it's difficult to shoot directly down because once you do that, you're really exposing yourself over towards the side and you're not really having any different type of line of sight. on where you could potentially be taken down from. So here it comes. It's going to be 1 minute and 30 seconds for this one to close. We'll see if Rockstar is going to be able to end this big game.
Beast of the Hunt is going to get popped by Matt Pickett, giving him the additional scans and cool down in just about 6 seconds there as they're waiting this one out. It is the slow circle, and so they're waiting for someone to make a mistake first here, as we do have the full commit going down, dropping down into the bubble as they get the first knock onto Bird. Rice Krispie Treats now down to just a solo. Matt Pickett has taken a lot of damage throughout all of that, and he does survive for the time being, uses that gravity lift, or might have just been abducted by Crummy himself, but they get the first knock. Clay goes down. 6xZ's now down to a 2v1 as Tech has finished this one off here. He goes in with that Wraith, takes some ring damage here, does have the angle, but now as he goes back into the ring, he takes so much damage. He's down to about 150 HP with the shield as well. They're trying to buy time for the bats. Still in this 2v1. Can Tech do it on this Wraith? Forcing out the wide swing, goes out with that massive, now has only about 70 HP left, and 6xZ's is just gonna wait this one out as Tech goes for the peak. He's taking so much damage here, and he's trying his best to survive. Here comes the swing out. Does he even get an armor swap? No, he does not. 6xZ's will be able to finish that one off, but we have to understand Rockstar had a lot of kills in that game, in game number 2.
Would have loved to see Pickett go for the armor swaps right there. He had 2 or 3 different opportunities to go for it. Instead, he elected to fight with just about 20 or 30 HP. Laid down a lot of damage, checked it his best overall, but still not able to get the dub. Either way, 9 placement points. You'll take that when you were mopping the lobby all the way.
Yeah, along with all the kill points, we knew there was at least 10 between the two, and I believe Matt Pickett only had the 1, surprisingly enough. But they picked up, of course, some kills off of Rice Krispie Treats, and getting that additional placement points, like you mentioned, is super important. And so that was the conclusion of game number 2. We're going to take a short break, and when we get back, we'll have game number 3 after this.
Dupe, now that you have become an AppleJacks player, I want you to tell me if there's any other of the other brands, you know, maybe Cheez-It or Rice Krispie Treats, Razor, whoever it might be, that you're looking to beat out throughout this season. I mean, of course, we have the Razor Season 1 champions behind me with their jersey on the wall. Maybe you're gunning just for that first place. Or if there's just another snack that you really wanted, and now you're going to take them out with the AppleJacks brand. Talk to me. Who's it going to be?
Probably be Cheez-Its.
Oh, okay. You're a Cheez-It man, huh? You got to take them out.
Hey, I'm a big Cheez-It fan.
Yeah, take out Cheez-Its. I love Cheez-Its. Not gonna lie.
Hey, that's Team Superior.
You heard of them, right? You guys.
I want to take them out.
Okay. You heard
They'll
it
be
here.
our
Check out a
rivals.
box of Cheez-Its.
All right, I'm DMing Rack right now. 1 second.
How about you, Rolders? You got, is there a specific brand, or even if it's a pro team or a player, whatever it might be, anyone that you're looking to take out there, Rolders?
For me, Rockstar.
Oh.
But those are the homers, so take it easy on that.
Okay, so just some
Attacking the
competitive
boys.
love. Okay, got to take them out because of that brotherhood I'm all about. And it's Aves. Tell me who you're looking for.
Yeah, it's definitely Pickett, Crummy, and Tech. They got it coming. I'm landing countdown.
There you go. That's what it comes down to. These guys are coming straight for not just the old or the new Rockstar roster, but of course Rakinishu on the old Rockstar roster as well. Now Team Cheez-Its over at Team Superior. So pretty exciting. I'm excited to see how Dude's Night Out will do under that AppleJacks brand and keep representing. Of course, I got my AppleJacks here. I'm gonna omit from pouring them all over my face just for the sake of the set. But
Hey, what's up? My name's Daves.
My name's Duke.
My name is Rolders
I play Apex Legends,
for Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks, and you're watching
Series E.
Series E.
Series E.
About time I got here. I'm never on time. I'm always late. Am I right, Sam? That's what I'm talking about. Tony T, what up, big boss? You know what to do.
Here I come, I am Cinnamon.
It's Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, AppleJacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo.
Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Gonna take them on the go. Cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Gonna take them on the go.
It's Jumbo. It's for snacking. It's Jumbo Snacks.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. it chases them.
Hey, shake it, kiddo.
Love Dad. Oh.
I've got this. Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
All right, welcome back, guys, to Series E, game number 2. As excuse me, game number 2 just ended here, and you know, unfortunately for Team Rockstar, they weren't able to finish it off. 6xZs, I believe, took that one overall with 8 kill points and getting 20 points. But Team Rockstar were the number 1 in terms of kills throughout that game, so that allowed them to make 21 points here, and that puts them in the lead now, 2 points above Team AppleJacks, who did go down fairly early there in game number 2. And so this one now opening up the field, and we have a lot of teams coming up here, as we have Team Pringles in 3rd place with 22 points, 6xZs with that win now in 4th place with 21 points. South State, though, continuing, you know, slowly putting on points throughout the first half. We'll see when they start having their breakout performance here. But Team Pop Tarts, Depression, and Rice Krispie Treats right behind them as well, Tom.
Yeah, surprisingly, Team Razor hasn't been able to win their fights over towards Skyhook, and it's Team Rockstar that's going over towards that 3-4 story building, that priority building over towards Skyhook, where you see a lot of these teams fight. Because why? That's on the way out. It's on the way. It's on the way of the rotation. It's right where that balloon is, and it's interesting to see the way that these two teams have been playing it. Let's take a look at the high performance, the Mobile One high performance moment from game number 2. Looks like this could be the 3v1 from Farmer Lucas. Keep in mind the amount of armor swaps Farmer Lucas hits right here.
Yeah, this is where AppleJacks just were not able to finish this one off. We the people commit here, as you can see, dropping down first as Aves is still healing up throughout all of this. They want to try and maybe stop the heal there. 166 onto that Wraith and still not able to finish her off. Aves drops next, and he will fall, and it's all up to Rolders, who has really nothing to work with, 25 HP, and he does get finished off. And I said they went down early. Never mind, they went down in 5th place. Excuse me. So they do get the placement points, just not as many kill points as they would have liked, but still putting points on the board, which is what we were talking about after a very strong game number 1, continuing to maintain some sort of presence throughout the leaderboard.
Yeah, I thought this was a full 3v1. It's actually a little bit of a 3v2, but either way, great job by Lucas hitting these shots with the Mastiff, getting these armor swaps in. You would love to see. It's tough, right? Because you want to go and capitalize on it immediately. You want to fly ASAP, but if you drop, you have to most likely have your bubble in that type of instance, and you have to make sure that you're not staggered. Everyone kind of just going one by one by one, like you were saying during the cast, Jamerson. You have to kind of all full send that at the same time. Otherwise, that little time that it takes to shoot those massive shots, it doesn't matter. You can go and just make sure you don't have to reload. I think you get 6, 7, 8 shots in that massive, so you're just ripping players apart. The shots looked great for We the People, but the shots probably were just as strong on Lucas's side, and it was most likely that initial damage for that 130 that made him send it down there. But they had batteries, they had about 2 armor swaps, and they sent AppleJacks out in 5th place. But either way, Team Rockstar was looking strong that last game. Tech is playing a great Wraith right now. I love to see Pickett, the way that he's hitting these scans, playing on Bloodhound. Seems like he's really fitting in. Crummy's doing a great job on Horizon. So overall, we're starting to see a little bit of Rockstar and what they're going to be able to be capable of. And I'm glad that they're able to do this now, because a lot of times we've seen them switching compositions 2, 3, 4 times over a 6-game period. So it seems like they kind of have things figured out. And if they didn't have it before last game, now they kind of do.
Yeah, heading into game number 3, we are on board with Team Rockstar, who are our current leaders in the lobby by 2 points above Team AppleJacks. What's surprisingly enough is that, you know, they're kind of lurking and find their timing pushes up against Team Razor there. And it's going to be, of course, the countdown start for them as the spread does come out. Don't know if there's a scan in the area for them. It doesn't look like there's one over at Lava City either. And so they won't be able to get that information early on, but they've been committing to Edge fairly heavily, and they have been able to really work off that right now. Their loot not looking the greatest, still sitting on the whites and haven't been able to find anything quite yet. Matt Pickett will hold on to that 30-30 repeater. He's popping the early ultimate excels, and so this means they go for another timing push onto Razor.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if they would go for this one. But that's big finding that for Matt Pickett. Wow, going to get the gold armor. See if they get gold armor on the side of Team Razor, as they are going to be over towards the trial side. Haven't seen much from them. Again, sitting at 0 points. Not been ideal. And here's the fight happening over towards the fragment side again. It's going to be Mercy only, possibly getting knocked first. He does go down to Dignify, Designify. I'm not quite sure what that name is, but either way, they're dead, and they are going to get wiped out. South State coming through. Will the third party be there? The res instantly on a Mercy, possibly an armor swap? No, it's going to be a battery, and there is a great heads-up play from Bronzy. That's what you want to see your Bloodhound do after these fights. Check your back. Make sure, you know, if you're a new player, wait to loot. Do what Bronzy did. Look around. Let your teammates loot, especially the weak player first, and then you can go to the boxes after you've secured the area. It's a really simple thing to do, but it helps your team so much, not just in tournament scenario, but in pubs, in ranked. Make sure that if you're the healthiest player on your team, and especially if you're playing Bloodhound, it's your job to watch for the third party.
And for whatever reason, there doesn't seem to be any beacons on the map so far. All the teams we've joined haven't been able to pick one up quite yet. We do have the ring pulling down once again towards the southwest side of the map. It could be another Harvester ending. We'll find out when we get a better look at that and the second ring. They do have to worry, of course, about a team to their east. The no-name squad was posturing to try and possibly push them. But here's the fight. Razor once again taking on Team Rockstar. Hakulo trying to rejoin his squad. They were able to get a gold armor off of Trials. This time around, it looks like Team Razor might be trying to avoid this fight. They can pull to the northeast and try to avoid this one completely. We'll see how determined they are on the other side. And oh boy, that was one flub of a nade, to say the least. But Muffins is still holding this high ground as the pings do come out, and we do have the scans as well. And the HCOG doing all sorts of madness. I don't know what the hell this is. This is a new spectator bug for me.
It's actually Muffins and his hacks showing, so we're gonna have to get that looked into. Send a little email over to Respawn and get an investigation going on with Muffin. No, just kidding, Muffins, we love you. But there goes the aggressive play. It's gonna be Zera Tricky again. I don't know what's up with the unlimited grenades these players have, but he's coming through, and he's interested in fighting immediately. No mag on this R9, but does have the 2x, so we'll see how aggressive they really want to be. Once you send it and the other team starts to run, that shows a sign of weakness, but at the same time, it could be a bait, and we'll find out exactly what that's going to be very shortly. The big news is Muffins was able to upgrade his gray into a blue. Now they find out exactly what the armor checks are over towards the side. Hakula already coming out with the knock, so this is going to be good news for Team Razor as they put their first points on the board.
Yeah, it looked like Rockstar actually came in. We're able to pinch a team in there and get the first knock, but it's AppleJacks now taking on MWT. Davis is already gone along with Wave, and so it's only Tech left. He gets finished off, and now the third party for AppleJacks proving to be fruitful, surprisingly enough, for Team AppleJacks. 3 kill points on the board for Aves there. We'll see if Razor continue their push up against Team Rockstar right now, or have they created enough space. We're not seeing anything on the kill feed quite yet, and so that might have just been a disengage out from either team at this point. Cheese It, though, as they made their way into Sorting Factory. They do have a team, one player stuck outside currently. Joey Blackout is holding down on that angle for the time being, but things should just slow down, dissipate here, as no team really looking to push quite yet. Ooh, Joey Blackout almost gets cracked there, is forced to pop that bat for the time being. One of their doors has already been griefed here, and so it's going to be a bit more difficult to try and hold it down as the caustic combination, but they can still throw it down to slow teams, as Rakinishu takes a lot of damage there. He does have a number of blue armor swaps, actually. They can just kind of ferry that one back over for them if they want to continue to play this position.
Yeah, and this just in, Connie's saying in the chat that after Muffins being found for aimbot, CEO Tyler will be Razor's new third. So Razor, you guys are going to relegation.
All right, Team Cheez It will continue to hold down the office part of the bottom half of Banana here. As you know, we do have information that ring is coming down here. As you can see the green on the mini map for Team Cheez It. And so playing inside, though, unfortunate for them that they do not have roof control whatsoever. There was a full squad, I believe, above them. So it's going to be difficult for them to try and play for kill points out of here, as Prodigy Aces notes that that is an empty armor. South State find themselves in a fight, getting the first knock onto Ack throughout all of that. Let's go ahead and swap on over to them to see what's going on there. Intel getting into a fight right now. As South State, we're trying to make their way into Sorting Factory. The port keeping Bronzy alive for now. Mercy only is forced to heal up as well, but they did get the knock onto Moose, and Mooney will be able to finish that one off. So it was a third-party timing coming out from South State here to try and take advantage. It's Pride. And he does have that one kill point. They want to find more. South State haven't been able to convert a lot of this early game into the mid and to the late game quite yet. But when those pieces come together, we can see South State putting together some massive points here. It's Intel getting involved now as well. They have the crossfire set up. Beautiful spray with that R99. Panders won't be able to get the knock on to Bronzies. And South State are now in a very, very tough position.
Yeah, they are. Panthers adding so much pressure over here. Double bubble is going to be used. Offensive bombardment too. You can see the outer ring of that offensive bombardment is going to show Panthers that he is safe. So he's going to elect to hit that med kit right there. Only problem here that I see is 6 is afraid to engage just because it has that gray armor, especially on Pathfinder. You do have that low profile off, but you don't want to full send it, as Bronzies is going to get finished. Portal is going to be popped and utilized by Panders, and that's really all they're looking for. They're just trying to methodically pick some players apart, thin out this lobby a little bit, and then collapse when the time comes. But because of that, it looks like a third party is going to come in. And with that zone being over towards sorting, not that surprising that all these buildings are going to start to be taken. We may see teams pop out of the office over towards the side if they want to make their way out of the snake and get involved too, maybe some portal plays or whatever it is. But instead of a portal in, it's a portal out by this team. They are not interested in the smoke. Intel ends up bullying them and owns both of these buildings now.
Yeah, Intel and Cheez It continue to shadow each other in terms of their movement and the positions that they're holding here in the mid game. As it looks like Turtle Club were able to find a kill onto Stankini, able to get that one at the very least here over at Tree. K-Swinny taking a lot of damage as the Phoenix kit was getting popped throughout all of that. K-Swinny is forced back now, was even burning down to the Thermite Rampo by himself. He's able to get one knock onto Blight at the very least, and so that alleviates a lot of the pressure off them. They will be able to secure the thirst onto him as well, as Intel are continuing their run through Sorting Factory, finding a knock onto Swordsy and finishing that one off as well. It's going to be Nate to go down next, and Wizzy will fall. And so Team Intel finally finding some footing here in this Series E week number 2 night, as now it's RKT making their push up into Harvester now. They do have a full team Looks like just outside. Thermites have come out. Early bubble from Bird as he goes for the peak with a charge rifle out. Not quite what you want to start things off with. He backs away, creating another layer here as the full send onto Stunny. Intel go for the full commit. The 3v1 onto him, and Bird's going to be the next one to fall as they do actually just clean up Intel. What happened there? Casper came up from behind for the cleanup.
Yep. Yeah, JK, Bird doesn't go down. He actually kind of baits them into turning their back towards Casper, and Casper comes around with the little swoop play. Nice flank ski there coming in from Casper. Now Team Razor starting to add pressure over towards the side, and just look at the armors that everybody has. Everybody's rocking purples, golds, blues all over the place. And then we saw 6 go from gray to gold too, so now everybody's starting to get a lot stronger as the defensive bombardment is going to go over towards the right-hand side. Muffins isn't there to lay down the bubble. Instead, he's getting a sound cue over towards this player, over towards the height, realizes angle is absolutely horrible, and that's not really what you want to do in terms of using your bubble. It's typically for your teammates, for disengage on those type of scenarios. It's never for personal use. Instead, Muffins has to use it for himself. He backs off, takes a different angle, and this team's doing a great job of using some head glitches over towards the side. So Muffin wants to flank, but there's really nothing that you can do when you don't have much to work with, just a truck, and then all of that high ground makes you exposed. So I would love to see Muffins kind of wrap back over towards his team. His bubble comes up in about 15 seconds, and that's exactly what they do. Nice Q being laid there by Zeratricky to get Muffins back to a much safer position.
They are safe, but they are cornered here as Muffins now swinging for the right, trying to create some more space, another angle for themselves, that arm shield. Does get cracked pretty quickly here as the scan does come out. They have been spotted out, and Muffins took a little bit of damage, and he will be forced to sell up right now as the ring now starting to apply pressure onto them. They have to move in with it as well. Black hole comes out. Does it connect as Zeratricky will use that gravity lift to get that high ground, force the attention away from him as they now push on top of, it looks like, Strictly. They lose out one here throughout all that. Zeratricky has to be careful. He has almost no HP left. Pops that bat for the time being. We'll have to syringe up as well as Muffins tries to hold that bubble here. He has that massive out. Hits. Zeratricky gets the knock onto Kimchi as now Zeratricky will fall. It's all up to Muffins here left in this final fight, and he will be able to survive. Now he needs to instantly pop the heal, but he bleeds out to the ring just by a second. Team Razor are out. AppleJacks now down here at launch site in a full fight. We the people will be the first one to go down. Aves falls next, and it's all up to Rollers here as that black hole has been used. He will get cleaned up. That's going to be Turtle Club to pick that one up. And now K-Swinny is the kill leader in the lobby with 4. We're down to 8 squads, 23 players remaining.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Team Razor didn't use the heat shield. Oh, just kidding. It's actually banned, so I'm glad that it is. Team Pringles down with the high ground over here. K-Swinny continuing to get in some more fights over there. That's going to be Bambino that's going to get knocked, and we've seen this from Pringles numerous times. They love to play this high ground. This time they have much better utility than they did when they were sitting over towards Thermal and took 2nd place, but they are a team that is kind of sitting over towards the top of the leaderboard, and things you love to see. I love K-Swinny here with the Hammer Point P20. Such an underrated gun. One of the more fun combinations to use. A little Kobe off the wall over here. Sends Pride into the corner just temporarily, but looks like they're interested in taking this fight on the South State side.
There's a scan. He knows that 2 players are behind, 1 player holding that angle, and so he's just going to go ahead and back up off of that one. That would be free damage from that massive of stomps, and so not quite the push you want yet. Nades getting primed, the Thermite, to clear out an angle, but nothing really coming of it, and so he just backs away off of that one. Pop-Tart survive for the time being. South State not liking that fight. They will just back away now. What is the plan here, though, as they are moving far north, maybe to just try and wrap around into the tunnel, Tom?
Yeah, South State's got some interesting things going on, but is this zone going to end where Team Pop-Tarts is? There's a couple different options. We've seen these zones end on the respawn beacon on top of that trailer too, or excuse me, that whatever you want to call it. It looks like a trailer, so we'll call it that. But I think that if we can get a scan on round number 4, that's where the real money is going to be at in terms of what are these priority positions, who's going to actually need to rotate in, and who's going to be the teams that get gate capped. Because while you're in the center of the circle, everything's great until it actually shifts to the opposite side of the map. So we'll see, or the opposite side of Sorting Factory at least. But this is one of the more common spots. We've seen a lot of teams play this snake coming up through the bottom-hand side over towards their west-hand side. So if it does collapse on here, all of these teams are going to coexist right around this building with only 7 in such a large circle here in round number 3. You can expect some fights and still not some third parties to come through in time. But let's scroll through a couple of the rest of these teams and see who's prioritizing what spot of sorting factory.
Here we go. Souths, they did make that rotation, taking the train tunnel now. This position much easier to play with the map changes, giving you some additional cover at the very least. As Mercy only, oh boy, pulls out of cover in that second. He just takes so much damage there, and will slow heal this one up as he is not under pressure for the time being. But yeah, with 7 full squads remaining with plenty of positions for teams to be playing out of, you're really under no pressure to try to find openings here. You just bide your time and wait and hope that the ring pulls in your favor with only 17 seconds left to go here for this ring.
Yep, it's going to be pretty slow here. Nobody wanted to make a play quite yet. Surprised that Mercy elected to not use his bubble right there. Fairly risky, but he is able to full heal as he's doing a little bit of single fire with his R301, trying to connect and get some armor checks, but they're going to play the very back of this tunnel. And I think this is a smart play. They could wrap around if they wanted to, go right back through sorting, as we do get a look at where that ring is going to pull. But if they sit into the very back here, another team could end up getting into the tunnel, and that team could get pinched. So if they want to kind of give up their position, kind of back off, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea, but they were trying to check their back, make sure no late rotations were happening. Team Cheese It, they are still in, so they're feeling good about their positioning right here. And this could be that ending that we're talking about where Team Pop-Tarts is locking down.
Yeah, we do have a team above Team Cheese It right now as Rakinishu with the scan. And we'll get full information, all 3 players above him for the time being. And it looks like they'll go ahead and use this time to actually set up an angle to keep an eye on the roof for the moment. Another scan out from the other squad though, and this is finally Rakinishu trying to push up, but the scan out will stop that down. And so we're just back to a neutral here. We're just waiting for cooldowns. We're waiting for those scans to abate. And so Rakinishu will just wait for the time being. Goes for the peek out though and doesn't connect with the shots. Prodigy Aces is below them. Might try to find an opening there with another angle set up. And I don't think he might have been scanned by that one. So he has an opportunity to try and go for the peek, but right now, though, still slow playing this. We're at 7 squads. We're getting closer and closer to different thresholds for placements. It's Pop-Tarts right above them. That's the squad that's keeping Cheese It pinned down in that position for the time being. Stomps has used his bubble early on, but he will have it in time for that ring to start moving in. It might be Prodigy Aces behind him, just pecking away and trying to be a nuisance to them for the time being, as defensive bombardment has been utilized by Stomps. And oh boy, that's a nice bait coming out from Team Cheese It here. It's Team Rockstar though. We're playing in the center of the zone right now. They have dropped down to that bottom car here. And a lot of important cooldowns have been used by Pop-Tarts, and they've lost out on Stomps as well, as Nasky made that push up with that gravity lift, and Stomps gets finished off by K-Swinny. Pop-Tarts are now down to a duo. Ring is going to start closing in on them. They're getting beset from all sides.
The problem with holding the roof is there's so many different angles that you can get lit up from. Typically, you would see Watsons in that Watson meta lock this down. Most notably, Sentinels loves to hold this spot for this zone, and they're very experienced in doing so. But Team Pop-Tarts, without that bubble, Stomps just ate so much damage over towards the side. You can see how difficult it really is. Teams flanking in over towards the side. Impulse not expecting it. Lucas is looking there over towards the side. If you have that player stuck inside the zone, he's going to queue back over towards that west-hand side. And I do love the rotation that we have to note that Rockstar made. We're seeing kind of 2 different play styles from them. The first, an aggressive play style where they in game number 2 ran around and picked up a ton of kill points. They're sitting in first place right now. It's going to be Impulse getting dropped. Now it's just Lucas up here. Let's hop on board with Cooler and see what Nasty's doing, or excuse me, Turtle Club, and see if they're able to continue to lay this pressure down onto Team Pop-Tarts, and they are. So the finishing coming in, and now aggressive play onto Team Cheese It. Prodigy Ace is going to have to back off. Looks like they are going to be safe inside. Armor swaps if they want them. Always falling back to the Caustic is good, but you can see that ring is perfectly where the portal is, but somehow Fury is able to get 2 knocks. Team Pringles pushes onto Team Rockstar and takes down the team and takes down 2 of the players on our first place team.
Yeah, it's all up to tech now. It's the Tomcat Rat Cam will be used here for this one. And we were just talking about how we like that position for them, but you know, they may have just given up the high ground a little bit too early on. Cheese It and the rest of the squad Smelling a lot of weakness on the squads above them for now. This scan comes out once again from Rakanishu. Might be time for Team Cheez-It to try and challenge for the high ground here. And here comes the climb up. Rakanishu gets hit up from behind though. This is going to be a difficult fight. Bubble early on. They're going to push it as a full 3-man as the Nox gas grenade comes out. But Joey Blackout is taking so much damage throughout all of this. Bronzy gets the knock onto Rakanishu, and there it is. South State get finished off. Team Cheez-It have taken a lot of damage for it. Are their teams ready in position to try and punish them? Well, the ring will do that for them, as Turtle Club are just holding the office. They've got the platform to work with as well. Joey Blackout and Rakanishu are now out, and it's all up to Prodigy Aces, only surviving to top 5 here. Turtle Club have the platform of Sorting Factory to work off of. They do have a team though, and we're playing in the train tracks for the time being. Nasky will go ahead and loot up, as Pringles now are in the position that we had Rockstar playing just beforehand, getting naded out, but they will survive for the time being. But the thermite connects, and Fury tries to back away. He will pop that bat. It's double thermites on top of him, somehow surviving for the time being, as Bird will be the first one to go down. Study next, and oh boy, Team Rice Crispy Treats now down to just Casper once again, as Turtle Club go down to the low ground to try and punish this, and they will be able to find that 2 more kill points going over their way throughout all of that though. Tech finds 1 more kill point before going down. We're now down to our top 2. It's Turtle Club versus the squad stuck inside the train right now, as K-Swinny is trying to find an angle for them. It's Pringles here stuck on the low, but they do have a crossfire set up, and it's all just a matter of positioning teams, trying to find the angles up against each other right now. K-Swinny from the low throws in the Arcstar, might force them out of position with this one, as they're trying their best to clear these barrels. That's going to be the biggest nuisance here, but beautiful spray coming out from K-Swinny onto one member. He goes for the wide swing on the right-hand side. There comes a black hole, but it looks like it was instantly cleared as well. 1 more player inside the truck, as K-Swinny is doing so much damage. It is just Nasky here on janitor duty, cleaning everything up, and with the 2v1, Phony isn't going to have much else to work with. He is getting finished off, tries his best with the melees, but Turtle Club will take game number 3.
All right, Nasky, great shots, but man, you got to work on your boxing skills. I don't know where those swinging, those kicks, they were missing big time. I'm not quite sure what that was, but what a job from Turtle Club, taking the high ground, a great portal. And holy cow, K-Swinny just gave the business to Fury, who is sitting in the window, had the first probably 2 or 3 seconds of shots on him. He hits him with the spray for about 200, takes out the hammer points. And what I'm hearing is Turtle Club picked up 19 kills that game.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 31-point game for Turtle Club. Absolutely massive. That's going to propel them up in the leaderboards. Actually, yeah, because they were... looks like they're going to be in 3rd place, but we're going to wait for, of course, all the math to be done. We're going to take an extended break here as we have hit halftime. And when we get back, of course, we'll have the final 3 games of the evening. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
It's A's. I just want to know who's supporting you in chat. Talk to me about anyone at home who's watching in chat, rooting for you, etc.
Well, I locked my roommate out of my room so I could do this this interview. But I would say my biggest supporters are probably Matt Pickett, his brother, Crummy, Tech, Rack. You know, like to keep my circle small. So those guys.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Yeah. How about you, Dupe?
Basically my family, my brother, he supports me a lot, showed me how to game, first of all, so he's the main reason I'm a big gamer. And my close IRL friends, they support me as well, so shout out to those guys.
Good vibes, good vibes. I'm sure they're in chat. What's up, boys? How's it going? Rollers, who you got?
Shout out to my brother, Tesh and Tommy Gunn from Halo, the old Halo homies, and then just DNO and Matt Pickett pack.
Did you say Halo?
Hey, what's up? My name's Daves.
My name's Duke.
My name's Rollers.
I play Apex Legends
for Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks, and you're watching
Series E.
Series E.
Series E.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it. They love them.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese. Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well.
Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
It's Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, AppleJacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo.
Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go. Cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go.
It's Jumbo. It's for snacking. It's Jumbo Snacks.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.
All right. Thank you guys for so much for sticking around after halftime here as we're heading into the second half now. 3 games played. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile One leaderboard to see who is currently in the lead. With a huge win there. Turtle Club propelled themselves up to 3rd place, but Rockstar maintained their position in 1st with 42 points, but it's a tight one here in the top 4, Tom.
It is, yeah. It's interesting to see which teams are going to step it up on the second half, just like we saw South State do last week, coming through with some phenomenal games. I'm really looking at these teams on the right-hand side, especially Team Razor and Team Intel, who just have so much potential, but the beginning of the games are going a little, I don't know, unorthodox for them. Again, the 50-50s that happen for Intel, it's hard to get momentum. The key is it's really important to get a feel for which teams are the problems that you have when you're trying to rotate. And even though they're landing next to each other and seem like they're coexisting right now, Intel and Cheez-It end up taking the same exact route every single time and meeting up with each other and still fighting. So I find that to be super, super interesting going forward. We know what Team Cruelty is capable of, Nestle Pure Life. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance moment of game number 3 and see who gets the crown this time. And while we did see some really nice plays from Team Pringles, it was Turtle Club, and Fury has some great shots on Tanaski over towards the side. No, Case Swinney over towards the side. And then all of a sudden, Case Swinney just gives them the absolute business. Yes, it is Scout versus R301. Difficult situation to be in there if you're Fury, but you got to have credit to credit's due. You don't normally lose this badly when you have so many free shots on a single player.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. Excellent execution, setting up the crossfire and then focusing them down. Now, against Case when he pushes, he doesn't even take that much damage. Fury is the one that gets dropped down to 2 HP in the car throughout all of this, and he just full sends it with that hammer point going down to the melee ultimately. But yeah, huge game for Turtle Club. They are now, of course, I believe in 3rd or 4th place, if I can double check. Yeah, 3rd place currently with 32 points. Importantly, though, I would say we were talking about, of course, finishing off the second half strong. South State had a fairly bad first half last week. They accrued 7 points across 3 games, which is not what you want to see at all. This is more akin to what we want to see throughout an entire series in terms of pacing. South State averaging 8 and some odd points per game, keeping them in the running, of course, giving them the opportunity in the second half to try and finish this one strong. But will it be Turtle Club who found some renewed energy here, taking that win in game number 3? We're joining board on board with them as we see the split going over towards Thermal Station there in the southwest part of the map currently.
Yeah, and watch how they loot from the outside in here. That's the key for Rambo. You make sure that you take these buildings and then you work your way in. If you work your way in and then out, you just don't loot as fast. So we'll see what they're going to be able to get. Volt and Blue Armor is a pretty decent start overall. But again, they are really showing that the teams that are coming through, and yes, playing in the middle of the circle works great on the pro day. But on the open days, there's so many teams that are taking fights that if you don't go and take a fight, speaking of fights, we do have one happening with South State over here towards the Fragment East side, and this is what we saw last time. they are able to find another knock and another finish right here. So this is what you want to see coming through. And Bronzy doesn't even care if he has armor. He's still going to come through and hit scans for his team. Love the way that Bronzy plays. He's always putting his team first, but he's also making sure that he's not making any major mistakes. He's going and finding armor before he goes and makes his push. As we do have another fight, that's going to be Tech Candy getting knocked by Clinical. But again, pay attention to the way that Bronzy plays this support Bloodhound role. You don't really want to be in the front as Bloodhound. You want to leave that up to Mercy only and to Pride over here. And speaking of Mercy, feels bad, man, not having VIP in the chat.
What's worse than having no VIP? I think having no armor here. Bronzy's still struggling to find that one as he does clear the drone. They're full committing onto the east side here as Pride does take some damage. And so Bronzy's going to have to push in for this fight without any armor here. So 100 HP for him. There we go. The blue armor coming up. Wow, that was very fortunate for them as they do get that first knock as Pride connects, taking out Avi there. He does take some damage from No Name. Mercy has thrown down his bubble as well. Pride secures that thirst onto Avi as 3-1 Men's Shampoo find themselves in a fight over here in launch. It's going to be Mass to get that one as the scans do come out. The bubble abates and now he tries to push forward. Legit does with that massive long-range 9-shot onto Davis to take him out, and he does have that massive to try and finish it, but Masked will bring this one down to a 1v1. Clinical, does he have no heals, just hitting the syringe, and so it doesn't have any shields. The thermite connects onto him as well, and he might just burn down here as he ticks away, surviving with 20 HP as he plays this angle as best as he can, but Mass will be able to secure this for him, and he'll be able to at least get the banner for Tech, and now he still needs to res Davis. We'll see if AppleJacks maybe come in for the third party here. Joining on board with Rockstar, who are playing over by Lava Fissure, have one spotted out. As Crummy has taken some damage, Matt Pickett healing up to full as well. Tech will just go ahead and rejoin his squad. They might have been trying to gain control over that beacon to try and get that information. It's just unfortunate they ran into someone. They're going to call it here and back up off of this one.
It's interesting to see Rockstar and how so much has changed in just a week. Their rotations are completely different. A lot of times when we scroll through, they are making super fast rotations over towards Train, and then they find themselves in fights. I wonder if they realize that they're being a little bit too predictable in their routes and they need to mix it up a little bit. And it looks like to me that's what they're doing. But Pop-Tarts over towards this no-name area finds themselves in a little bit of a fight. Stomp's taking a lot of damage. Needs 50 to charge us up to blue. And I really wouldn't be taking any fights with gray armor if I'm Team Pop-Tarts here. And it looks like that's what they're interested in doing. They're going to back off, find another way to rotate. But the problem is this team is starting to push up because they sense the weakness. They sense the gray armor. And they're going to continue to try to add pressure on. Nice little 60 there coming in from Stomps. That's exactly what he needed to go and get that charged up towards the blue. Now they can really take this fight if they wanted to. It comes down to his bubble, though. It comes down to a big scan from Impulse. Yeah, the third party does come from behind. So they actually are going to stay in this one because I don't think a fourth party is coming from the tunnel. So this is the perfect case scenario coming in for Team Pop-Tart.
I don't know who's exactly ahead of them. It might be South State coming in for the third party. We know that they were playing over at Fragment East. They were eyeing this spot over here. And so now that team, they are in the sandwich and they're getting hit up 36-27 to the body, but they're not able to finish him off. Unfortunate for them to try and find this opening at this point. But still, the pressure is there on this squad for the time being as Pop-Tarts are poking their head out here to try to find anything. The portal has been used by that squad as well to get out. And so Pop-Tarts are going to thank that squad coming in for the third party, and they are going to be able to set up a port for this high ground on that beacon building. Lucas does get hit up, and Stomps was considering joining his squad. He is, of course, on that Gibraltar. But he's got a nice angle with the 30-30 on the team that's stuck in Dorito right now, Tom.
Yeah, I like the way that he's playing this one. Again, occasionally checking his back, making sure everything's cool. Looks like everyone's going to skedaddle and scatter on that team and make their way up through this huge open ground. Unfortunately, not a scope for Stomps. And if he was able to have just a 2x here, he'd be able to do some serious damage. 1 to 2 not going to be nearly as useful as he does land a couple of shots right here. This team is sticking around. Now they're starting to fight back a little bit. And that's what you kind of have to do. Just poke, show that you have a little bit of presence and that you're not completely incapable of fighting. And because if you go against these top teams, they're going to just pick you apart if you continue to run away. So all that is what they needed to do in terms of just showing a little bit of presence, backing out. And now AppleJacks fighting in another Dorito building. Aves takes massive damage over here. Looks like he's going to pop a battery and maybe a medkit if he has it. Has to dip away from his team. That's a great arc star. That's going to push him off the building. Do they have a nade, though? If Rolders has something to go and lock down the door, which he did, he threw a thermite there. That's going to buy some time. That's big. They needed that so they can go and heal up here. Aves still hasn't had a chance to hit the mid kit. Defensive bombardment is going to connect, and that's going to be nasty. We the people with the initial knock right there. And this is going to be Turtle Club. They're going to get the finish as well. So now they have an armor swap for We the People if he wants to go and do so. And they also are going to have an idea of what's going on below them. But that's Rockstar and Pickett coming through with the third party. We saw that they were all the way over towards Lava Fisher. Now they've made their way over here to come and try to spoil this fight. It looks like that's what they're doing. Tomcat Rat Cam over here for Execution Gaming. Shully locking it down, but we have too many important fights for the Tomcat Rat Cam right now. We got to see what's going on with Pop-Tarts. Rambo, Aves goes down. A lot of different action. Shully, you're not going to last long with that white armor, bro.
Yeah, and so here it is, the final end of this fight now is AppleJacks, of course, trying to survive this third party. Going to be Tech to finish that one off for Team Rockstar, but Rockstar understand, of course, the position that they are in now. If they were able to come in third party, other teams will be able to as well. So Team AppleJacks had a great game number one, but they are now faltering here, not able to carry through with that momentum. It's Rockstar that are building it up at the time being. If we can join on board with Team Pop-Tarts, I mean, we were seeing that, you know, there were 3 teams involved in that fight. They were able to get some knocks onto Team Cruelty, and we also had one other squad in the area. And so right now, it looks like Team Pop-Tarts will just try and gatekeep here, rotating in with the zone. Currently, they have someone to their north. That might be South State that they'll be running into very shortly, as Stomps takes a lot of damage throughout all of that, forced to pop that fat. Unfortunately for him, he was only 74 damage away from having the purple as well. But they will just continue to hold this team currently in Frag East. Impulse with that scan does get scanned back, so that slows them down, but hey, they are going for the full resets.
Yeah, I really want to know what zone this is going to be. So if we could pull up the map and have anyone that scanned round number 3, it'll make a lot more sense on the way that these teams are electing to play. Looks like Mass is going to get knocked right there onto Rambo, so Turtle Club still find themselves in a little bit of a skirmish. I'm not sure if that's just the rats that are trying to make their way out or not. And there it is. The scan is going to show exactly which teams are setting up. Rice Krispies looks like they're in a pretty decent spot. They're going to be locking things down. You also have a team that's locking down the back of Trials too. So I don't know exactly what ending this is going to be, but you start to see the teams are really starting to posture up in favor of this north-hand side. And another team to take a look at is Team Pringles. They are sitting up on that left-hand side of the leaderboard, which is exactly where you want to be, and they're also in a good position. Again, look at the top left of your map. They have the circle towards their back. That's what a lot of these pro players are trying to do. Always stay on that slow side and make sure that any third parties that they have, they can just portal right in, just like Fury wants to do.
Yeah, so Pringles are just going to hold this angle for now, as Pop-Tarts were able to finish off Team Cruelty. Don't know where South State are, and throughout all of that, maybe they started making their rotation now. Nasky did get finished off, by the way, by Team Rockstar. So Turtle Club, despite taking the win in that last game, I don't think they put any points on the board for game number 40 here. And so that's going to allow our other squads to start gaining a lead on them, as Pringles will continue to just craft up. Let's go ahead and take a look at other squads now. We've been sitting on Pringles for the last minute and nothing really happening here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some of these rotations that are coming through. Team Cheez-It looks like they're still looting things up, and also decent armors all across the board. This is one of the slower games that we've had with only 17 squads, so looks like after halftime, teams are trying to get a little bit more methodical in terms of how they want to rotate, and also when they pick and choose their battles. Nestle Pure Life is one of the teams that we saw in the very, very back locking down Trials. They don't have many teams around them, just a couple of these teams that were over towards that Skyhook side. So it's going to be difficult for them to actually find kills. There goes the bubble res onto Bronzy, as Ack was able to rip him pretty decently with that Volt, and now the heal is going to have to come through. Looks like he's going to go inside for this one. The Phoenix kit is going to be swooped up. Now the scans are going to come through. Bronzy's going to be the one to provide that. They're all the way over here towards the survey side, so this is not ideal, but you do realize that you're not going to get third-party here because you're most likely in no man's land with a lot of these teams. But nice job by Mercy Only. You could see just protecting Bronzy as he could heal. And now they're going to realize that there's too many teams in the vicinity. They'd rather focus on a rotation, maybe get to a more priority spot instead of being stuck in a building over towards survey.
Yeah, it's just choke after this fight and when this ring closes. And so they need to move with the ring right now. And it looks like they will swing over towards that train platform. For the time being, there was a team playing over at the train entrance. As you can see, the ping's going down in front of them right now. Extra utility coming out as they pick up that thermite as well. And We can see just the edge of that ring outside of the chokes. And so if South State can get the angle here, they will be safe, but we've got the sniper shots ringing out as well, and they've got to be careful throughout all of this. Here comes the port from Pride. Try to get them to safety for now. It looks like they will avoid the fight, and they might actually have priority on this squad to try and gatekeep them, as he will go ahead and take the rooftop of this building.
Nothing like taking the rooftop and getting charge rifled for 125 from behind as you're trying to take a fight directly in front of you. Such bad timing there for South State. Bronzy is going to eat it as well. That player gets a sound cue. Nice thermite being placed over towards the feet, but it's not going to matter. Strictly comes through, and that's a very fast squad wipe for Team Depression. But it was all about that charge rifle over towards the side, and now this team thinks they have an easy third party, but Strictly, he takes a ton of damage now. He's going to have to queue back to the building, and this is Lonely Fans. They are getting extremely aggressive on this. Let's see if Blight's able to utilize these grenades and this Nox gas grenade to perfection. That's a good defensive department that backs him off. He is going to get some ticks there on the armor. That's a red armor, but Blight does not use his grenade quite yet. A nice grenade doesn't land over towards the top of the rock, but this positioning for Blight would be huge. All he has to do is use that Nox gas grenade. He just doesn't realize exactly where these players are.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not throwing it down. Stanky, though, will have a scan very shortly, and there it is. He's got the information. So the Nox gas grenade should come out shortly here, but instead, he's electing to hold on to that for the time being. He's got that golden scout, golden scope on the charge rifle here with not too many shots behind it as well, as they see that the Wraith is trying to port out, or at least queue out here, and they want to try and give chase. Bubble has been used, and this is still only just the second ring, and so they can try and survive through this, as it looks like Lonely Fans will force them off this. They'll be able to pick up the loot that they were not able to get at the very least. Blight once again on the high, but they have completely avoided this, and so they will survive and back away off of this one. We're down to 16 squads, 44 players as we are in the third round of game number 4.
Yeah, and they're not going to elect to rotate through there. There's a reason they're backing off. Team Cheez-It, though, looks like they have a huge advantage in this fight. That's going to be Team Pop-Tarts. 2 players are going to be ripped. That's all 3 players immediately going down, and overall, looks like they only took about 100 damage as a team on the Team Cheez-It side. So if any third party comes through, they're going to be absolutely fine. That thermite ticking away doesn't mean much, so they're going to be okay. And nice team fight there for Team Cheez-It, but man, poor Lonely Fans. They lost their opportunity. I thought they were going to play extremely aggressive. They did up to a certain point, and as soon as I said they're going to send it, they actually just backed off and lost out on a couple of kill points and mopping another really good team. So now Depression does make the rotation through, and it looks like they're going to be free to go, as that medkit is going to be popped here too. So I really like this rotate. Strictly has been very impressive today, even though it doesn't seem like Depression's been putting up a lot of points.
Yeah, he's been able to clutch up for his squad, but again, with 3 games left to go, they need to start picking up the pace. They need to find more throughout all of this, as they are currently sitting, I believe, in 10th place with 14 points overall. This is one of their better games so far, able to get that team fight win. As Strictly, it's going to be another one. Knock on to Voltic, but Messiah has gone down. It's down to a 2v2, but it's Strictly fighting out in that 1v2. Mooney able to finish that one off. It's all up to Kimchi here, but he's got the R301 with a 3x and a triple take. Here as he gets shot up, and now as he backs away, his squad should get finished. Oh boy, they are continuing to play aggressively on him now, try and finish him off, as Strictly does go down to the ring. Kimchi doesn't seem like he has any heals left. He's covering this door for the time being as it's thermited off. They use that gravity lift to back away, and so now with the ring closing in, he has to charge forward as well. Blueberry Smalls coming in with that third party. That gives the armor swap over to Kimchi. He's getting double peeked here as Blueberry Smalls over peeks, gets taken out, but the gas grenade is there to finish him off. And so now on board with Team Cruelty, it's the Tomcat Ratcam playing over here by Countdown now. But the ring will go ahead and pull to that connecting area between Skyhook and Countdown.
We have a rat off. The Battle of the Rats. Scissors in much less shambles than our boy Shully over here, but he does have basically a gold hemlock, so that's pretty impressive. Let's let's get a poll in the chat. Who's gonna last longer on the Tomcat Ratcam? Is it gonna be Shully or Scissors? I got my money on the Pathfinder. I feel like he's gonna be able to be a little bit more maneuverable with that gold helmet, but we do have a fight happening with Team Razor. Let's hop on board with them and see what's going on with Team Cheez-It as well. And there's his scan coming through. Rakanishu is going to be able to see that these players are inside the trailer, but he gets ripped over towards the side. Looks like there's at least 3 teams here.
Yeah, and that's going to be Rice Krispie Treats, able to pick that one up. Mr. Hacula will finish off Joey Blackout, and so that's going to be Team Cheese It down to just Prodigy Aces here. So he's got this angle, he's full health, but no, he's still stuck as he's going to pop into that queue, does not pick up the banner throughout all of that. I mean, wouldn't really even have an opportunity to try and res them here as he takes a port out. That was a blind one as well, and he does survive. See, we have multiple rats still alive here. I believe it's now 3 rats that we have in the game. Team Razor find themselves on the edge of the zone with 24 seconds left to go. They need to start making their way on in. They don't have the scans to clear out these angles, so it's a dangerous affair, but at the very least, they are tanky. They've got the double purples along with the gold on Mr. Hacula now, and we'll pick up additional loot here. As you can see, the Havoc, we don't get to see much of fairly frequently here, as Prodigy Aces now has been spotted out. He's going to be the first rat possibly to go down. He's got an angle to heal up. No, boy, that's right into a barrel. He did get that bat off, and thankfully for him, that keeps him alive for the time being. He's trying to hit that top 10. TC Scissors is the first rat to go down. And Prodigy Ace is still alive here. 11 squads left, 29 players remaining.
Yeah, some nice maneuvering to stay alive. Made his way over towards the lava. Also going to defend himself over towards the left-hand side. But now the collapse is going to come. He's been had. Defending himself to basically the maximum over here as he's fighting 2 separate teams on each side. But now it's up to Rice Krispie Treats to try to get Study. But they're not going to have any respawns and no mobile respawns either. So that's going to be a difficult thing to do as the armor swap is going to come in from Phony. He's probably going to hit a medkit here very shortly. Fury going to try to loot up as well and maybe get a mag for that R301 portal right into this team here as he's going to place that nicely done Arc Star. Forces him right back into the bubble too, but that player is still not down quite yet. And there's the finish coming in finally. That was a Team Intel. Probably the furthest we've seen them get in quite some time. Maybe that Sorting Factory game, but Prodigy Aces started a lot of action down here as Tech with that Digi-Threat Volt just ripping in as it looks like Fury and the rest of Team Pringle is going to come through and try to get these finishes. But what a job by Tech from MWT. Staying alive right here in this type of situation. This is where all the placement points start to kind of trickle down here. So anything you can get is going to be big. But speaking of Fury, he's going to get dropped. Team Razor with a big game so far. That's Zara Tricky. Let's see what he's doing.
Yeah, and that means they do have control over that platform to the east. You can see one player up top at the very least. Tech taking some damage. He does have the gold armor. He'll elect to hit that bat. Looking for him. No one inside here with 20 seconds left to go. He wants to try and at least hit that top 5 as a rat. I believe there should be one more rat in the game currently. So 4 full squads left. Shully is still alive for Execution Gaming here. And so yeah, we do have the Tomcat Rat Cam, but he is stuck here at Skyhook, and there's a full team just above him for the time being as the ring does start closing in. Here comes Lonely Fans making a push onto this squad. Oh, the barrels are in excellent position to try and gatekeep the squad here, doing so much, slowing them down, doing a lot of damage as they're getting ticked away at. He does throw down that Nox Gas grenade, has the port set up by Blueberry Smalls, but that's gonna be right into Razor, you have to imagine, as 165, they do go down. Blight has a small angle to work with. He was considering popping that Phoenix kit, but he will go down. And it's going to be Hacula to pick up Blight here as Pringles now, as they do have the stairway to work off of. It's going to be a 3v3v1. There's still a rat still alive throughout all of this as Pringles back away onto the ramp, and they do have the time to try and heal up. Press does throw down those barrels for his squad, slowing things down. Phony has the angle from the stairs, but his Team Razor on the other side. We'll see how much he has, or how much they have in terms of utility to try and finish this one off. Will that rat be able to survive to the end? Shots ringing out, hitting for the 34 with that. Tech does back down once again. So this is massive. He's made it into top 3 territory. If he can sneak his way into top 2, that would be even bigger for his squad. We'll see how much focus they put onto him. They know that the rat is here, Tom.
Yeah, he's kind of just being a nuisance right now, and whoever he shoots is going to kind of grief, just like we saw when Team Depression won that team fight over towards the side and the charge rifle came through. But Zara Tricky has been an absolute beast over towards this side. Running out of ammo, though, you can see only about 50 shots left in the R301, so eventually they're going to have to make a play here, most likely with the black hole. And Zeratricky does have his Q if he wants to go and use that one too. But look at all these head angles that Team Pringles is taking. Everybody's taking different angles as well, so they're all clumped up and have different lines of sight, which is absolutely great. And there looks like Tech is now making his move. Does he want to try to take his way up the zip line? He could potentially win this game, Jamerson. They're not really showing the Rat much respect.
Yeah, right now it's a full commit coming out from our trios that are remaining left in this lobby for the time being. As you were talking about, Zeratricky running out of ammo. This is some light ammo being tossed over, so he will have 3 full clips to work off of with 1 additional bullet for himself. But they're being walked down. They're being forced further and further back, and they're starting to run out of angles to play off of. As Zeratricky keeps his eye off of the right-hand side to check the left, he does flick on over and get some decent damage off. But Pringles are starting to close the distance, and that's important here, as they're walking them down with the barrels, closing them off. Don't have the Nox gas grenade, unfortunately. It's so close, though. 6% more for him to get it, and that could be the big opening for Team Pringles here. This is the best we've seen Team Pringles and Team Razor do so far in our series. It's about ultimately who's going to win this one out. Nox gas grenade is there. The bubble has been thrown down. He'll throw it inside the bubble to force them out, and they get 2 knocks here, but it's going to be the trades. So you're absolutely right, Tom. There is an opportunity here if he can get onto the high ground to try and punish this, but I think Texas just dropped down onto the low. We'll use that Q, but he's bleeding out to the ring now, and that's just going to be it. Team Pringles take the win away from Team Razor.
What a job by Team Pringles coming through with an amazing team fight. Razor, I thought they were going to be able to pull that one off. That's typically what we've seen them do in Season 1. But hey, we're in Season 2 now, and we're seeing a different Pringles team, and they're coming through showing what they're made of. So what a job, just like you said, slowly, methodically working their way up and getting real estate. Zeratricky running out of ammo is definitely a big deal because he had to give up his angle over towards the side, come back and get some ammo. But it was very well played by both of these teams, and even by our Rat, Tomcat Rat Cam over there, Tech Candy doing a great job.
Yeah, securing second place, that's 2 additional placement points for them. We'll see how that helps them out. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. When we get back, we'll have game number 5 of the evening here for AppleJacks Week at Series E. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up? I'm Aves. I play for Team AppleJacks and Apex Legends, and we hit all of our shots. That's how we do things. These are actually pretty good. I've never had these before. Hey, what's up? My name's Daves.
My name's Duke.
My name's Rolders.
I play Apex Legends
For Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks, and you're watching
Series E.
Series E.
Series E.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything. Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack. Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get...
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything. Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack. Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen, and I didn't listen. Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavor and barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on applying the scheme. The true sign trademark is at the edge of your dreams. Yeah. One shot, now the future is yours. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. New memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. Set the bars in the breaks. I'm talking one chance that was so close for the goal. It's one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go.
Welcome back, guys, to Series E. We just finished out game number 4 of the evening. We got 2 more left to go. Let's go ahead and hop right in to the Mobile One leaderboard now to see who is leading. It's Team Pringles, the pretty large lead now up against Team Rockstar in the second place position by 14 points.
Yep, don't count out the other teams right behind him, though. You should be having right around 30 points right now if you want to try to hang with Team Pringles, because this is when math really starts to come into play going into game number 5 and game number 6. But what an impressive performance by our number 1 team right now. Rockstar showing what they're made of. AppleJacks, like you were saying, started off hot with a game number 1 win. Starting to cool off just a little bit, but they're still within striking distance. Same with Turtle Club there. And we'll see if a team like South State, Rice Krispie Treats, Team Cheez-It, these teams that had great performances last week can come through with strong end performances here going into game number 5 and game number 6. Let's take a look at the Mobile One highlight performance of the previous game, game number 4. It's our high performance moment, and it was Pringles. Like Jamerson was saying, just slowly, methodically working their way in here. But look at this great shotgun shots from Press, those 63-28. It really changed the tide of that fight.
Yeah, and also focusing them into just one choke point right there. You saw as soon as that Nox gas grenade came out that the rest of the team swung to their right, and he caught him on that corridor. Unfortunately, this last kill point doesn't go to anyone, it looks like. But hey, that was MWT, I believe, able to secure themselves at least second place. So that was the most valuable rat that we've seen all evening long, gaining that +9 for his squad. Once again, beautiful, beautiful execution of this. The Nox gas grenade came up just in time. We were talking about it. The cooldown was at like 94% when we checked in with him. He just needed 6 more, and it came up at the perfect moment for them. They're able to clean this one up. Team Pringles, they've been playing for these positions, Tom. They've been playing center zone and really focusing it, and now it has finally paid off for them.
Yeah, and also I think that MWT is sitting in 5th place, so those extra points really matter here going towards the tail end of that game, because I think they could have got eliminated in 6th or 7th. So I'm not sure if there is going to be some sort of Tomcat Rat trophy for the MVR that we have in Series Z when it's all said and done, but he's definitely boosting his stock and coming for Ronnie's spot.
And we are on board with Team Pringles, who do have the scan for us. So we'll be able to take a look at that ring. But, oh boy, Team Cruelty already getting into a fight. Moose and Flower got thirsted off through the melee. We're down 2 players already from the rip. As we can go ahead and pull up the ring or swap over to a fight, guys. Let's do something.
Yeah, pulling up the ring would be sweet, because then we could see exactly what area it would be in, because a little bit of Sorting Factory is going to be in. So that is going to be more of an overlook circle, actually. So don't be fooled by just that little bit of edge that's going to be in. Easy rotations coming in for the team that landed over towards Geyser. And then expect Team Pringles to rotate in a very similar fashion, either going through Geyser or going through that choke there, too. So they're going to be getting some of the best loot in one of the most central areas, especially on our open day. That is left open by Sentinels, because they typically have been going over there and even 50-50ing too and fighting for that spot, which I find to be pretty interesting as intel. On over towards their Lava City grind, looks like they are going to be getting some pretty decent loot. Purple armor onto Metro. and they have a fairly long rotation. Lava City all the way towards Overlook. That's not going to be fun. South State, in their fight, their original 50-50 that they've been getting into, Bronzy takes a lot of damage. You have to leave this one most likely up to Mercy or Pride after he hits a scan.
Yeah, they got vibes right above them, but Mooney with that Horizon is going to try and slow things down using that gravity lift to control the corridor, but it's going to be the full 3-man squad pushing up against him. Goes for the swing in, only connects for a little bit of damage there as 6 is getting the first knock over in the fight down at Lava City as well. Ack was just disconnected from his team, playing the angle here, and so now his teammates are bleeding out here as the Thirst comes out for South State. Bronzy picking that one up, and oh, the damage laying into Ack, and he tries the bet, but he will go down. Let's join that Cheez-It fight down south. It looks like it might actually already be over. South State taking that team fight win. We're already down to 18 squads, 52 players remaining.
What an impressive team fight there from South State. The way that Ack was a little bit away from his team, I understand the angle that he was trying to do, but all 3 players from South State make their way up the stairs and just burst damage everybody and snowball their way over towards that top-hand floor. If anyone elected to go and try to clamber up, which is what they did in the last fight, so they switched it up big time. And if they did do that, Ack was going to have completely free shots. Once he gets those free shots, then he's going to charge. So I do like that thought process, but that's how good of a team South State is the teamwork and also the thought process of sticking together throughout all that is mainly the reason they win that. Everyone's going to go and hit their shots at this level, but what a job and just great teamwork. But now Scissors, another rat. Another Tomcat rat cam. It's just him again. Looks like their 3rd player has been lagging out, which is super unfortunate, and also Moosin trolling on that Octane. So we'll see how long Scissors last this time.
Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate because this is a position that teams do try to control right now as we join on board with Pop-Tarts making their way through No Name currently. And, you know, they could be happy that the 50-50s are taking place down at Lava City. That means that gives them a bit more time to work on this rotation path as they're working their way over towards Overlook for now. If they need to, if they get stopped, they can just, of course, play the T1 spot over here for the time being as Impulse took some damage and he heals this one up. But they're closing the distance. And Lucas, he will have the port to try and get them in if they can find a safe spot to play off of right now, as it looks like they are just running up with almost no contest whatsoever. So they might actually just get a free building here at Overlook.
Yeah, a lot of the teams are taking their sweet time rotating right now. So Pringles is thinking, all right, there's going to be a team over towards No Name. There's probably going to be a team on top of this platform. So we're going to have to cross out into the open, which means the blue trailer is a opportunity if they want to go and try to take that one. And then they can make their way uphill. They're also pinging underneath where the train tunnel is, which wouldn't be a bad spot because then you could play down below and then test the waters on the team that is going to be above you if that's going to be the case. But Fury looks like they go for the blue truck option, and I do like this because this is going to be good with Caustic. You can lock this down for a little bit of time. Then you can decide exactly where the path of least resistance is while getting in front of all the teams over towards No Name. So good heads-up play there coming in from Team Pringles. Now we see what's going on in the actual Overlook area, and this just screams third party if Team Pop-Tarts wants to get involved.
Defensive bombardment goes down, and so they just back away off this one. They might just play inside the train tracks, and it looks like that is what they're going to do. And we're caught out in the open, and unfortunately for them, they will not be able to hold a position inside Overlook. Playing down here means you rarely get any kill points as well. So Pop-Tarts are going to have to play this one a bit passively, but there's another team actually inside the train tunnel for now as they swing on in. They do have the scans, and Impulse can throw that one down, but Stomp starts it off. It's Team Pringles on the other side, and this is massive for them to take them out. Every other squad in the lobby is keeping an eye on this fight on the kill feed here. 2 Thirst now as Team Pringles are just down to a solo. And oh boy, those are some high highs, and now this is one of the lowest lows for Team Pringles so far, who've been incredibly consistent. 2 top 2 finishes. They just got the win in the last game. They're currently the lobby leaders, and Fury gets finished off. So no points put on the board for Team Pringles, and that's going to allow everyone else in the lobby to catch up.
Yeah, more consistent than this trash Mastiff that Impulse is carrying with this purple bolt. Imagine being right next to somebody that's on the ground. There's nothing you can see besides their head and their body, and you shoot them, and it hits for 9. I just don't understand. I've seen 9s halfway across the map, so Someone look at Impulse's Massive. Make sure it's not broken. I think someone clogged the barrel or something. South State over here in a fight over towards this Epicenter Hill. This is what we see very often, but it's a Mozambique hammer points coming in from Pride Kuma. Maybe that's the play. Just don't pick up the Massive. Go with the Mozambique.
Yeah, the hammer point, once you crack the shields, it does so much damage. It's MPL now making the rotate into survey camp. They are getting shot at, though. Another squad is here as Ronnie takes the damage there onto his purple armor, but it's in here on the south side as Aves taking on MWT. AppleJacks looking to clean up some additional kill points. Of course, there were 22 points behind Pringles, so these kill points will allow them to start catching up now, as Aves is determined to find this last player, will chase him down. Does have to be careful, though, playing off against that head glitch. Not quite connecting with his shots, might actually go down. Hits for the 63, finally takes out Davis. There's a little bit of trouble, but they will get that, and I'll be able to run into Geyser for free. Surprisingly enough, Rolgers is still sitting on this white armor, but he should be able to upgrade, maybe. We'll find out off of these loot boxes.
Rice Krispie Treats, don't count them out quite yet. They are looking for action and looking for third parties over towards the side. A no-name Casper takes a ton of damage. Oh no, that's going to be Joey Blackout from Team Cheez-It. The caustic gas is also going to try to zone him out over towards the side, but they have the advantage already, and they're going to be able to get the finish. The res does come through. The armor swap hits as well. The third party coming in from behind. That's going to be a very nice set of grenades, and this is Team Pop-Tarts again coming through. Lucas stops the knock. Sunny has to take the portal, but they should be able to hunt him down overall. There's another third party coming through too. Another scan that's not going to be Impulses from the side. So it looks like they are interested in kind of backing off here and taking this high ground back over towards the Overlook side, which this platform is a super dominant position to be. And you can also get a lot of kills in the vicinity, but you do have a lot of different areas that you have to watch. You could get charge rifle across from the side. You get triple taked. You could also have to worry about the people that climb up over towards the rock if you're going to get crazy, because you don't get sound cues until they're halfway there. So Pop-Tarts is going to back off, regroup, and continue to add pressure on this lobby. But this is definitely a super priority spot. It's most likely going to end over here or a little bit over towards that epicenter side, which is why you're seeing some of these teams favor these epicenter hills.
Yeah, Rockstar getting scanned up, and so they do have someone challenging them here, but they also have to worry about Frag East teams coming in, seeing one on that zip line as well. As Matt Pickett and spots out two, there's the full three. That's 3-in-1 men's shampoo. The hell are they doing all the way down here? Clinical is just surviving in the ring for the time being. So we'll see how long he can rat this one out, as Scissors, he's just been able to go AFK here. I don't know if he's actually moved at all, as 6XZ gets into a fight up against South State. Never mind. I don't know how much of a fight that was, as they got completely wiped up here at Refinery. So that's going to be more points going on board for them. It's been the slow and steady race for South State, as they've had 27 points now. We'll be able to put up about 6 more in this game. But here in the 12th place, it's about trying to finish this one off strong, as NPL getting pushed from two sides, it looks like. Turtle Club coming in along with Team Razor throughout all of that, but it's AppleJacks trying to push the squad inside No Name currently. They do back away off of this one, as Aves is the one on that Wraith, of course, trying to get that cargo bot in time, and he's gonna just shoot it down early there, unfortunately for them. Team Razor still trying to control this high ground position on the rocks now, as they back away onto the car. As Zero Tricky taking a lot of damage, has to back away. Muffins gets Arcstarred out, and the defensive bombardment will keep him contained in here. He's going to just tank it, but the port is there. Hakulo heads up play, get him in, but Mercy only. South State are here to take advantage of it. Right on top of them. Hakulo's the first one to go down. Muffins, Zero Tricky will fall next, as they do lose out. And now Rockstar coming in for the third party as well. They're connecting onto the damage, but do they have enough here? They have to be careful. The angles have been set up as Crummy turns around. He's got a Bloodhound in his face. It's going to be Rambo there. Turtle Club to get that one here, as the black hole has been used as well. Looks like the res will go off. Crummy getting brought back into this one. And while they don't get the kills, they do survive for the time being, and Turtle Club limp away, and limp away indeed, as Mercy is able to get that knock onto Rambo.
Oh man, Rambo had such great shots, but he ends up going down right there at the hands of Mercy only. All hell breaking loose over towards this blue trailer. So many skilled teams making the way over here. Turtle Club trying to get Rambo back into this one. We'll see if K-Sweaty and Nasky are going to be able to do so. Refresh rate still over towards Epicenter as well. Nice shots there coming in from Seiko with 3x. Does he connect on these shots with the EVA 8? That player's hitting him with the strafe, and it's Matt Pickett with the devotion. Is going to do it to him. Now it's just up to Gordo, and Gordo looks like he is not having any of that. He's going to dip out, hit that Phoenix kit, and he's probably going to join our Tomcat rap cam eventually.
It looks like South State clean this one up, and they are the kings of the hills as Seiko gets finished off. South State, this is what we saw last week. Huge swing in momentum for them, where they had some massive games in the second half of our open registration night, and now they're just running through the rest of the lobby. 9 squads left, 20 players remaining. Our Tomcat Rat Cam is going to be pulling in overtime here as Clinical is stuck inside the tunnel now. We've got Scissors, who's been AFK for the last 10 minutes as well, but has secured top 9 for his squad. It's AppleJacks here up on the high ground as well, who have forced South State away. So this loot will go over to them.
Yeah, South State has been playing impressive. AppleJacks has been playing impressive. They realize the situation here with Pringles being out. It's their opportunity to kind of boost their stock here on that Mobile 1 leaderboard. And now Abe's going to continue to loot. And we've seen what he's been able to do with that Volt Massive combination. So similar situation where they had that big game number 1. They picked up some momentum. They played the edge of the zone. They made their way in, and good things happened. And see what they're going to be able to get here. Possibly a little Kraber. No, it's a PK. Ooh. So Abe's the rich get richer over here. While all this was happening, somehow We the People does take some damage over towards the side. Looks like it was just long range damage, though. Nothing to be concerned about, especially with the amount of armor swaps over here. And it doesn't look like he's going to be running out of ammo anytime soon either.
Yeah, it might have been South State that were trying to find the angles there, as they will just back away from this one. You understand, like you said, the position that are in. This is their opportunity to catch up to Team Pringles, who did go down to Team Pop-Tarts early on. A very, very one-sided engagement for them. They do get tagged up. They do have the double gold armors. Never mind, it's Turtle Club that are trying to get aggressive here, as Nasky will go ahead and use that gravity lift to spot out any teams. K-Sweaty dropping down to the low. But it looks like it'll just be another neutral fight here. South State have them stuck inside the gully. The shot's not quite connecting for Bronzy, but they're the ones who have priority here on the high ground. They have them pinned in the low. We'll see the 10 seconds before the ring starts closing in. Bronzy's going to pop that Beast of the Hunt with the scans out. You notice out Turtle Club there on the low. Unfortunate, not able to hit the shots. He gets shot in return and is forced to just bat up and full heal out. Scans once more before he pops that medkit for his squad. And so Turtle Club, it looks like they were able to get into the train tracks safely here to survive even longer. Understand, Turtle Club had a huge game and they were able to come back. They are currently in 4th place right now. We got AppleJacks involved as well. South State, the massive game so far. 3 kills for Bronzy. Don't know how many Pride has, or Kuma. There we go. 3 more for Bronzy. And so they are starting to catch up, and really, again, the momentum. This could be huge for them in the last 2 games.
I like this, popping the battery instead of going with the cell, and that's exactly why you do that, because so much damage could come in over towards the side. Got to use your utility while you have the opportunity to, and I do like the Beast of the Hunt being popped too, just so you could rotate over towards this platform. We talked about the importance of this platform. Turtle Club, from the train tunnel, looks like they wanted to get aggressive onto that blue trailer, which we've seen being played numerous times too, but Nasky is going to dip out, and they're going to live to fight another day, and that fight happens a lot sooner than they were expecting. That's going to be inside the train tunnel, so now they're kind of pinched, and it looks like they're going to go and elect to face that other team instead. But is that other team waiting in the wings? They are, and that's going to be a big scan, a Nasky with the grab lift. Is that enough for them to get away over towards this high ground? It is, but then they're going to also meet South State.
South State, they have lost out on 1. Bronzy's gone down, and Rambo will be the next to fall there. But South State were able to recover, get Bronzy back on up, and he is going to slow heal throughout all of this, as the defensive bombardment is going to be used as well by Mercy only to slow down the push. Scan comes out, connects onto all of them. Bronzy still slow healing throughout all of this for the time being. Luckily for them, they've got 1 door covered with that port, so Mercy really only has to cover that angle for now, but it's full building control for them as the ring does pull all the way into Overlook at this point. 8 squads, 19 players remaining. Mercy only has 8 kills, by the way, so safe to say they should have closed the gap up against Team Pringles at this point.
They're going to try to get even more points, though, because there's so many kills still left on the table, and they have the perfect gatekeeping building. You can see with 35 seconds left, and the amount of teams that are on the outside. You see Team AppleJacks trying to make a rotation directly into them, and there's another team more over towards that southeast side too. Everybody knows what this zone is. Nice burst there coming in with the scout from Mercy, but this zone is extremely popular. This is the most popular overlook ending that we have. It's going to end directly in front of them over towards that east-hand side where the pings are going to be going down. But it's all about watching their back here. And while they watch their back, they have to worry about their back too. And there's the knock, the initial knock there with the wingman coming in from Kuma onto Nasky. Over towards the high ground, can they get the finish? It looks like they do, so that's huge. That's going to be one player from Turtle Club going down. Nasky, who had that high ground right there, they were aware of that. And now they're going to be able to focus, as they should, on Team AppleJacks. But there's two teams, both of those teams rotating directly into South State.
Importantly for them, of course, it's removing that high ground option. Taking out Nasky, taking out the horizon means that Turtle Club are going to be stuck on the low ground as well. South State have this entire building to work with. Scissors finally getting finished off. We're now down to 7 squads, 17 players remaining. Pride getting active with that Wraith, trying to get away from all of this action here, as a lot of portals are going to be used as well from AppleJacks now. He's going straight into another squad. Does have that bin to work with as AppleJacks finds the kill onto Clinical. Case Winning will be the next one to get finished off. Pride with that PK. We the People has gone down, and now it's going to be Kimchi to pick up Aves. AppleJacks, everything falling apart for them as they go down in the top 5. 4 squads remaining. It's full squads as well. Depression holding this position here as they are basically in the center of the next ring as well. So nice spot to try and hold. But it's going to be a little bit difficult for them as Kimchi taking a lot of damage, backs away into the building. That's going to be down to the neutral game now, as we've got a minute to go before this ring starts closing, but all of our squads have found a position inside the zone that is fairly safe.
Yeah, if we go back on over to Mercy Only and their positioning on that side for South State, they have the dominant spot on top of this jungle gym. The team underneath the jungle gym is also in a pretty good position too if they're able to lock that down, because it will end directly in front of them. And they'll be on the slow side too. So this will be a great position to be in for Team South State. They have the players over towards the bottom of the yellow containers, but that's not really where the focus is going to be. That team most likely isn't going to push up. You have to worry about these teams in the houses and then make sure that nothing crazy happens over towards the side. Everybody is spotted out now. We can see 2 teams, 1 in each house, and then 1 team directly behind them. All full teams here. So this could be the game for South State. And this is what they did last week too, Jamerson. Their final 2 games were phenomenal.
Yeah, Depression, though, might be the biggest issue for them. They have some angles. Kimchi still holding on to a sniper here in the late game. And it's Lonely Fans who are trying to push up. They do have the cover of the rocks and the fence to work with, and so they're able to make it out of their building, and they should just be inside the zone. As the scans come out, they will be able to hit everyone throughout all of that. Here comes, and it looks like a thermite, but it's Team Pop-Tarts here on the low ground, and so they can wait it out. Wait for the teams on the outer edges to fight first. Try to secure a higher finish at this point. Team Pop-Tarts currently sitting in 11th place with 19 points, but now here they are in the top 4. Messiah gets a knock onto Blueberry Smalls. So this is what they want. They want these 2 teams fighting currently, as Depression are looking to try and finish this one off. Do have all the gas getting popped for right now, stopping them from full committing onto this squad. They've got a minute to work with too to try and finish them here, as we've got the cross angle being set up. The Benson bombardment has gone down on top of them as well. Messiah able to get the knock onto Stanky. He will fall for his efforts as Blight comes in to try and clean them up. Now we're down to our top 3. Depression, though, losing out on 1, but Pop-Tarts don't want to push out. Neither do South State throughout all of this, but they do have the Wraith right outside. This is a dangerous position. I don't know who's doing this right now. This could be the throw. We'll see him backing away from this one, though.
This could be a throw. Yeah, that was a throw. Absolute psycho play by whatever rate that was. And very heads up to back off right there. But South State understands this circle. We've seen this one a million times. It ends directly on those stairs right in front of them. And that's why that team on the low ground, Team Pop-Tarts, has been sitting there the entire time. Not surprising that our 2 more experienced teams lock down the final positions here. And it looks like Bronzy has made his way up towards this high ground too. So he's going to be a nuisance to deal with as this ring closes in 10 seconds. Then again, it'll be a minute and 30 to a minute and 40 seconds before it actually closes directly on where that orange line is going onto the top of the stairs. So the team over towards the side is going to have to expose themselves, and don't be surprised if both South State and Team Pop-Tarts end up focusing on them, and it's just a straight up 3v3 after that.
You can see Pride trying to keep an eye on the back stairs, make sure that Pop-Tarts do not climb up on them. Bronzy with the high ground angle will pop that Beast of the Hunt here, so he'll allow the additional scans to come out early on, and he spots out the 2 Pop-Tarts member trying to peek out from the stairs. Hits connect with that R301, got the the anvil rounds in it as well. Again, more scans as he's trying to slow play this high ground position. The jungle gym is full up. There are no more vacancies there. So it's going to be a 3-level finish. It's really about who drops down first. And at this point, Pop-Tarts might be able to slow play this one and win this one out. We'll see, though. Depression sitting on all red armors with the Evos here will be in that middle position. And so if Pop-Tarts come up, if South State come down, they will be in that sandwich. Again, slow playing this as much as they can as the defensive bombardment goes down as well. Walking this one in with the ring. It's about who makes the first mistake.
Exactly. Everyone playing this one phenomenally. You see the 3-layer cake basically happening. Eventually, Team Pop-Tarts is going to have to make their way up to the top of the stairs. Nade just being cooked here from Impulse. Looks like he wants to toss this one perfectly on top of the teams and also hit the scan at the same time. Not able to hit the hit markers right there as that one is going to land. And here's the opportunity for Team Pop-Tarts. They have to make their play here. Expect bubbles on top of bubbles on top of bubbles.
Yeah, the first peek out. Lucas gets the knock on to Strictly. There's the bubble out from Stomp. Says it's going to be a full team fight. Messiah will be able to pick up one. Bronzy goes down as well. Team Pop-Tarts still have 2 up throughout all of this. And it looks like South State will be the 3rd team out. Pop-Tarts get the win here in game number 5, slowing down the momentum of Team South State.
Really smart play there just to take it methodically, let the game play out for what it is, and then that all-out skirmish just ended up being in Pop-Tarts' favor, especially hitting the Q to find out exactly where everybody was, trying to just slow it down for a little bit and see if you can go and just spot which player is which, because you know which characters and legends that your team is playing, but you didn't even need to. The rest of the Storm did the damage there, and they're able to get the dub. Great job by Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, so Pop-Tarts not just taking the win, but doing the lobby a huge favor, taking out Team Pringles, our #1 leader. We will have that updated to see exactly where we stand after all of this, but that put a stop to Team Pringles. That's going to allow a lot of teams to catch up, and so now our top 2 positions for the night. Going into game number 6, it's going to be open for a lot of squads. We're going to take one final break before we head into the final game of the evening here at Series E, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
My name's Stoop. And if you're gonna land on tree, you better get some milk and AppleJacks ready, because you'll be sent back to the lobby. Stay out of my lobby. One take. One take.
Hey, what's up? My name's Dave.
My name's Duke.
My name is Rolders.
I play Apex Legends
for Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks, and you're watching
Series E.
Series E.
Series E.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
Hey, shake it, kiddo.
Love Dad. Oh.
I've got this.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
right, welcome back, guys, to Series E as we're getting our teams into the lobby for the final game of the evening. Team Pringles shut down in game number 5, leads the field wide open for a lot of teams to try and snipe it. Let's see how many teams are involved in that fight for first place. And wow, look at this spread, Tom. We've got 4 teams, really. Hell, you can even go down to the 7th place position, all the way down to Team Depression, who could snipe away the win for first place. Team Pringles now only leading South State by 8 points. You got Rockstar right behind him, down by 3. AppleJacks are there in the 50-point range as well. And then you got Turtle Club, Pop-Tarts, and Depression in that 40-point range. So anything can happen here in game number 6.
We are in for a great game number 6 here. Like you were saying, all the way up to these top 7 teams, all the way down to a Depression here. Anyone could take this. Surprising to not see Team Cheez It there after their great performance last week, but I'm sure they're going to bounce back. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance moment of game number 5 and find out exactly how they were able to get the dub on Team Pop-Tart's side. Again, it was Lucas as the last guy alive for his team. But the bubbles make things so difficult because the zone starts closing in and it's orange. You have your blue bubble, which you know what's going on. But this is where all the pros really showcase how much experience they actually have. These fights are so difficult to take, and you always have to have your Mastiff out and ready in these type of instances. You can see Strictly is the first player to go down. There's the counter bubble coming in from Stomps. And once that happens, he knows exactly how he wants to play this. Keep his back towards it, keep his shield up, and buy enough time for Impulse and Lucas to do damage.
Yeah, and damage they do indeed. Pop-Tarts getting finished off right there. And importantly, it's making sure that Pop-Tarts, South State, we're not able to climb even higher. They are the ones closest to challenging Team Pringles right now, down by 8 points. That fight would have been that swing to actually put them into the lead as well. So Pop-Tarts keeping their themselves in the running here for the first place position. But we have to talk about what South State did in that last game. They ended up with 27 points overall. It was hard to tell if they came in 3rd or 2nd place there, but that means they absolutely fragged out in game number 5.
I feel like they unfortunately got 3rd place, and keep in mind, if they were able to get 2nd or even 1st, we're looking at what, 3, 6, 8, 10 points, just like you were talking about, the difference between 1st and 2nd right there. So Pop-Tarts really doing a lot of damage that game, and when you look at the way that they're playing, you'd be like, oh, wow, Pop-Tarts has around like 50 points. No, it's been a pretty tough lobby overall, and we've had a lot of different winners throughout the games, a lot of different zones too. So I'm glad to see we have some sorting factory zones, some overlook zones. We've had them bouncing all over the place, one at thermals. So in terms of circle diversity, this is the best we've seen in quite some time, just not Series E and ALGS and all the other Apex tournaments. So it's been pretty fun to watch, and that's why it's been really interesting to see how all of these teams have been able to play their best. One of the teams that I want to see do a lot better again is Team Intel. I have a lot of high expectations for them, so I'm really hoping that Team Intel has a big game here, even though they're not in that conversation for the running in that top 7 right now. I feel like that's one of the teams that can play spoiler.
Yeah, right now, they've definitely been playing spoiler up against our squad, one of our squads that did really well last week, Team Cheez It. Slowing down their rotations and really shadowing them on the rotates. We've been talking about that. They've been playing very similarly in that regard. But it was Team Pop-Tarts that took the win in game number 5. We're on board with them over here by Geysers. Lucas is doing a nice little flyby, get some information to see where everyone's dropping for his squad. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they have a beacon in the area for themselves, but they're still playing off of Geyser, and so the rotates should come fairly easily for them. Still playing in 6th place, they need to have a massive game. They need to frag out here as Rockstar. What? Okay, they're going to go ahead and challenge over here by Sorting Factory.
I have no idea why they're doing this, but I guess they're... They're trying to get some kill points and stop the rest of the lobby here. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but it's pretty interesting. If any strategy is ever going to change, it is going to be in game number 6. And most likely this is going to be a tech call too. So we'll see if it ends up paying out for him. Sorting is one of the more fun places to drop and fight. You don't get third-partied very quickly. And whoever wins this will have enough loot to be able to recover from that and have enough resources to continue their game on too. So we'll see EVA 8 being replaced there by the Mastiff. Not too surprising there for Tech, but there's the 50-50 we're looking for. Intel versus Cheez It. And Intel looks like they have the high ground and the armors. So you can see just that little ant dot running on the opposite side of the train track. It looks like they're trying to swoop back on over to the 3-story building and get some more loot.
One thing I'm considering is that maybe Rockstar were just trying to take out Pringles. We saw Pringles, of course, dropping over by Sorting Factory, and so with an 11-point deficit, they need a number of things for the win condition for this final game. They need Pringles to go down early, and they also need to farm up throughout this lobby. Maybe trying to take things into their own hand right now, but it's been South State who have been getting into these fights. Luckily for them, of course, the 50-50s aren't as punishing because they are taking it in the center of the map here at Fragment, as you have Pride backing away. And so, you know, they're trying to find the proper timings. They didn't find the fight that they really wanted this time around, as the nades do come out, forcing Vibes back a little bit, and Vibes are trying to back away all the way over towards Khan. We'll see how determined South State are in trying to hunt them down. But again, South State, they're in the second place position. They don't really need to risk anything, but this 50-50 is one of the reasons why that they are currently in second place. They've been winning it out all tournament long for the last 5 games. I mean, that's 15 points alone from winning the 50-50s across the last 5 games.
Yeah, that's pretty big, but it's interesting to see what Team Intel is going to do and what guns they elected to go for here. You see the charge rifle out of scope, not going to be the play. So R301, EVA 8 seems to be the play, as 6 is changed to another legend again. This time going off the Pathfinder, switching on over to the Caustic, which we've seen him play before. Definitely think he's one of the strongest races that we have in North America, too. That's what he was playing when the team with Bowser and Nicewig back in the summer circuit, I believe it was, back in 2020. But now they find themselves giving up the high ground, which is not a good situation to be. So I love this rotation from Team Cheez-It. Very unpredictable, but the longer this fight lasts, the more likely you're going to get third party from Dome. I'm shocked that the team at Dome hasn't gotten the memo here and realized these are free kills.
Yeah, so it's a largely isolated fight for them, Team Intel versus Team Cheez-It. The fights haven't been taking place. Like, there was the first 50-50 fight, I believe, in game number 1, and since then they've kind of been avoiding this one. But now Team Intel are just going to full send it. It looks like try their best to full send it. There's an opportunity for Team Cheez-It to try and rotate out, but they do have the ultimate high ground. They have the roof control as Team Intel. And time and again, they've been forced to try and retake the roofs. Here they are, though. They are on top, but the damage hasn't got out quite yet. 6 hasn't been able to close the distance on them as well. They could try and get those barrels down. He did have some ultimate excels, as he does have that Nox gas grenade. Here comes a port out to try and get in close, as South State find themselves in a fight over here. Frag East inside the diner building so far. They've got a team pinned down. They have to worry, of course, about the barrels there. Rakinishu starting things off in that Cheez-It versus Intel fight, getting the knock onto Panders. It's a 1-for-1 exchange as 6 finds one himself. Prodigy Aces is basically out of this fight as Rakinishu has a drop down. Joey Blackout does get finished off. That's going to be the armor swap for them. It's going to be the 2v3 as Prodigy Aces goes down as the 1v3. Can Rakinishu do this? Slow play coming out now as a full regroup onto the low, as the res does come out for Rakinishu, and Team Intel, they're not pushing quite yet. This is surprisingly enough really slow playing this one off the advantage, but this might be an opportunity. Again, slowing things down. Joey Blackout, he might be out of the fight, but he does have the opportunity. Oh, here's the third party Rockstar coming in for this.
Yeah, and Crummy needs to heal up. Pickett is also healing up in the middle of a defensive bombardment, which actually hits him and knocks him. Feels bad, man. Crummy now hit only syringes, not going to have a med kit. Pickett, has he been spotted quite yet? Do they know that that's a free kill and armor swap if they want to go and take it? You're not going to be able to have scans over towards the side, so this is unfortunate for Tech and Crummy. Only Pickett's information that he has while he's on the ground. You can see Tech with just a sliver of health here, and now Crummy's going to have to slow play this one to the max. I'm curious if Crummy's interested in even fighting, or if he's going to try to play a long game and go for some banners. If he gets spied out, he's done for.
We've got 4 teams involved in this one as well. I believe Legit and his squad rolled up, and that defensive bombardment, which was what stopped the momentum of Team Rockstar coming in for the third party. Now they are stuck here on the second to highest floor. It's the full 3-man infiltrate into the building as Pander starts it off, and Team Rockstar are out in 19th place. Team Intel surviving for now as they're going for the full reset. Panders hasn't healed yet, surprisingly enough. Maybe they ran out of resources here, as you do have the cells and the medkits going down for them to heal up.
He's going to be needing that med kit fairly soon, and I like the block of the door there coming in from 6. Looks like he's trying to gather some more information, though, and we're fortunate enough to see that that team's actually in the west side building here, trying to gatekeep in front of them as they know they have to move towards the zone. So will they get the sound cues as 6 is now within distance? That door should have gave some sound as well, but he's going to go and try to play the roof here. Probably get some barrels down for the rest of his team. Nice shots coming in for Mass on MWT. They're able to get that knock onto Legit. We saw Legit picking up a couple of kills and eliminating Rockstar. Now Team Intel, excuse me, and 6 going to make their play, as well as Casper gets a knock onto Mercy only as well, and he gets the finish. So multiple fights taking place over here as Intel comes out on top over towards the Slava City side. But now AppleJacks trying to put some pressure over towards this building, and they are in a great spot. So this fight is absolutely huge as they're taking massive amount of damage. Bubble comes down for We The People. He is going to hit the battery. That team is going to continue to full send it. Can he live? Goes down. This is Team Pringles.
They survived this fight. Absolutely massive here. Remember, Team Pringles currently in the lead now with 62 points. They put 2 more on the board with those kills. Looks like Team Intel won't be able to finish off their fight throughout all of that. Cheez-It were able to recover. And I believe, Joey Blackout back into this. Will Team Intel be sticking around to try and punish them here? As they're still, I don't know what their med situation looks like. The med kit does go over to Joey Blackout. There's the scan, so Team Intel might still be in the area. That might be them above to try and punish Team Cheez-It. It is, and oh boy, this is just honestly just pure ego fighting coming out from all of our squads down here in the southeast side of the zone. As Joey Blackout tries to back away all the way over towards train. Doesn't actually get hit throughout all that, surprisingly enough. So here comes a port out now from Team Intel. They might try to get positioning to try and gatekeep Team Cheez-It.
This is just so funny because of the 2 teams that it is, to be honest with you. The same 2 teams that land over here. The amount of fighting these guys do, it's every single game, whether it's at the landing spot, whether it's over towards a choke, over towards a rotation, whatever that is. And I can imagine just the bad blood between the both of them, and Intel just screaming, get these guys, don't let them get away throughout game number 6 here. So it's going to be funny when these 2 teams face off. I think it's going to happen over towards this east-hand side building.
Yeah, South State losing out on 1 more. Pride going down. And so I believe they're just down to a solo here. South State were the closest to try and challenge Team Pringles. They had 54 points overall, and Pride does get finished off. Kimchi finds one knock onto Casper, so Rice Krispie Treats might be in a spot of trouble here as Intel, though, continuing this fight up against Team Cheez-It, trying to stop them from the rotate now. It's going to be a full 3v3 as 6. He does have that Nox gas grenade to work with, try and push this building. It's going to be incredible utility for them. But it's Panders who's trying to find an opening here as 6 is keeping an eye on their back. The scan does come out, so they know for sure that the team is in there. Panders is taking a lot of damage. He's stuck on the low. He isn't healing quite yet. And they haven't pushed out yet from the other side as Team Cheez-It are slow playing this one. And they're going to allow Panders to actually get that bat off, pushing up, and taking the massive shot to the dome of 55. Metro starts it off, getting the knock on to Rakanishu now. And so it's the 3v2 once again for Team Intel. They've got the advantage. They want to finish this one off as they go ahead and push on out, only hitting for the 9. After 2 shots, there's Metro backs away to heal up, and he pops that bat for the time being. Panders gets the knock onto Joey Blackout, and it's just left to the 1v3. Prodigy Aces will fall, and Team Intel finally get their blood vengeance up against Team Cheez-It. Oh, here comes a third party from Turtle Club, though, as Nasky takes massive damage. Defensive bombardment as well, used right on top of them. Nasky backs away with that bat. They do not find the third party timing.
Wasn't able to see that. I actually lost my feed there, Jamerson. So if you want to keep calling, that'd be great. I'm gonna head back in there a second.
Okay, we've got Team Razor in a fight up against 6XZs, I believe, as Depression are holding down the No Name, and they're the ones that will have the option to play the choke over here as the ring does pull down towards Geyser proper, or actually to the high ground that Team Pringles was actually holding beforehand. So Team Pringles is set up for the late game. A lot of their competition damaged and bruised at this point as Nasky has used that gravity lift to go to the high ground. Arcstar out as well, but he does not have the black hole anymore. It's some decent damage there, but where's the rest of the follow-up? Rambo still holding in the backside. K-Sweaty taking a lot of damage. He gets the knock onto Panders. That Spitfire doing so much damage. He's got the hammer point as well on that P2020. And so Team Intel now down 2 as Metro will be the next one to fall. 6 goes down to Nasty, and Turtle Club will come up with those kills. Team AppleJacks, though, left to still rat this one out as Aves is inside Geyser. He's in a position that he can try to play for quite some time as well. Team Razor here on the north side, playing over at Frag East, just playing off the edges of the zone. Again, they don't really have much opportunity to try to fight back in for first place. It's basically mathematically impossible for them to get this win, but they're still going to try this one out. We have to remember that Series E is an entire season long, that cumulative points do matter as Team Pringles are working their way inside. Fury about to go down over here at Geyser is forced to queue back. There's so many low HP bars on Team Pringles here. As you can see, full healing out as Fury does go down. That's going to be Team Rice Krispie Treats coming in, but Pop-Tart's the savior of Team Pringles as Casper goes down to him. Here's Phony, though, now with that Beast in the Hunt, popping that Q, get some information throughout all of this as he's trying to reconnect. Press will be able to get the res onto Fury, allowing Team Pringles to stabilize here.
Nice job there by Phony, hitting the Beast of the Hunt at the right time so we can get multiple scans and back these players off as they were trying to make their way through and finish off Fury, who, like I said, Team Pop-Tarts comes through and just saves them in that type of instance. Team Pop-Tarts was the team that was spoiling last game, so interesting change of strategy there, but it definitely is going to be a Geyser circle. That's why you see so many of these teams kind of posturing over here, so many caustic traps set all over the place, as now we see what Team Pop-Tarts was up to, and they're looking pretty healthy over here. Blue, blue, purple coming in. Stomp's the most healthy right now, but they both are owning opposite sides of Geyser, which is super ideal here. There's another small building you can see on that northeast side. Could pull, though. If it does pull away from them, this is going to be interesting because they're both going to have to make their way uphill, or worst case scenario, they're going to end up going through that little choke, which is going to be that tunnel and cave, and you can see how many teams are waiting on that no-name side. Team Razor started to push up a little bit. Like you said, Jamerson, not in a position to win, but it's important to get that point total up because Team Razor wants to end where they did in season number 1, which is in first place. Used to have Mercy only on their team, and now it's Muffins, and Muffins has been quite the player for them, just haven't had the pop-off games that they were looking for quite yet.
Yeah, so South State, the closest to challenging Team Pringles, as you can see in the Tomcat double rat cam, Bronzies and Aves trying to rat this one out. And importantly as well, AppleJacks, they were in 4th place position. They were 4 points behind South State. So these were our 2 closest teams, with Rockstar going down in that third-party attempt over at Lava City to challenge Team Pringles. Team Pringles, all they have to do is survive. We're almost in the top 10 territory as NPL trying to push their way up to this choke. They are basically committed to the side now. They do have the option, of course, to try and push through that vault tunnel. As the black hole comes in, they do clear it, but their dome has been used as well, so they're a little bit vulnerable here, still stuck behind just that little bit of cover as the scan comes out. That's nice. It's 2 teams in the area, one to their east directly, and then one playing that choke to their southeast right now, Tom.
Yeah, just trying to wait for an opportunity here because this is one of the most difficult rotations that you could make. They should be used to it, though, and what you want to have in this type of scenario is the other teams focus each other in the choke, and then you swoop in last minute. Ronnie's just going to try to hit some scans and force these teams to kind of back off this area. You don't want to try to fight the team over towards your side. That's just free kills for the team over towards the choke. The idea would be almost to double team this team up over towards the choke and hope that another team comes in for the third party from behind. But we do see where that pull is going. That's why we see these teams over towards the Geyser side. This is great for Team Pringles because all they have to do is continue to post up, let these teams eliminate each other that have to make the rotations through, and that will secure enough placement points for them to get the dub.
Scans out and pings out for Team Vibes as they do ping that high ground position. And so with this ring, they will be safe in here for now. The scans do come out at the proper time, allowing them to just walk up here for free. And so they'll be able to maintain this position for quite some time now. Again, it's round number 4. We're 11 squads in, 28 players left. The number of rats still in this is not able to hit those shots. The horizon a little too slippery with her passive and that gravity lift. It's nasty. I was trying to push out with that one. Rambo, this is a little bit disconnected from the squad, trying to play the other side of the building, making sure no one pushes in for the time being. But we have finally found a moment of peace. But as I say that, it's Team Lonely Fans in a fight now. Razor probably on the other side of this one, getting shot from the choke as we have a Watson. Didn't even realize that. A Watson team playing in this right now. Lonely Fans about to be up against it. 30 seconds as the ring closes so quickly behind them, and they have to push uphill as well. Or do they full commit onto the vault tunnel? Here comes the push out from that squad. It is going to be actually Team Depression there, having no trouble finishing them off, but they're taking so much damage from the ring. Depression is all up to Strictly here to survive for as long as possible, and it's not for that long. 8 squads, 21 players remaining as Vibes is trying to spot out. It looks like that was Nasky once again going for that grav lift peak, as they get a knock onto NPL's Ronnie, and they finish him off quickly as well. The ring pulling over in their favor, so they'll be able to continue to play this high ground in the next zone.
And I believe Bronzy was taken out throughout all that. Not sure if you mentioned that, but that's going to be unfortunate. Team South State now eliminated as Vibes, like you said, has the high ground, has the zone. Team Turtle Club also going to be vibing out inside of their building too, so they're going to be looking A-okay over there, as we do have only 2 members, as Casper was taken down a little early. This is that rotation over from that choke. This is the Watson that we're looking at as well. It was Bird. Keep in mind, Watson with those changes, she is going to regen a little bit like Octane, so that helps out, as you know that she also has that pillar that helps you double gen too. So Watson could come back into the meta. We'll see what ends up happening. Not being able to have a Gibraltar, though, in this type of circle is going to be a little bit difficult, because that's how you're going to go and make your rotation. So if it's not going to be a Gibraltar, it's going to have to be the portal coming in from the Wraith player. You see Team Pop Tarts is also in the zone here too, so they're liking their positioning. One team that's going to have to rotate would be Team Pringles if they're still in this one. That is a team that most likely is going to play outside the building of where a team like Turtle Club is inside. So that's exactly what's happening right now from Stomp's side. He realizes this is the gatekeep he needs to do. This is where the team's going to go and make their play. That's what the focus is.
You got 10 seconds, and he takes the damage just at the right time, so he'll be able to bat that up and go for the repeat if he wants to. He's backing away to the rest of the squad, so he's not going to continue to apply pressure right now. Looks like he wants to keep them pinned down, and oh boy, the gold armor is there. Sliver, the head just poking out. Now they are forced down. Rice Krispies, how much longer can they survive? They're the only squad that is not a full squad, as the quick swap off comes out from Stomps. He's got the 30-30. Doesn't have the purple mag, but it's fine. As he goes back on over, the scan is there, and he spots him out, hits for the 36. Zeratrick, he takes out Stunny, and there's only 1 player remaining now. But throughout all that, Bird answers back, and now Team Razor are on the back burner, as it looks like Turtle Club were able to get involved as well. We're now down to our top 5. And of course, we'll have 1 rat left. Here comes a port play out from Lucas, surprisingly enough, trying to punish Team Pringles here, who have survived into the top 5. It's only Press left throughout all of this. He's got his barrels down, and now he is the solo. We got 2 rats remaining in this lobby. GS Bird doesn't care that he's a rat on that Watson, as there was quite possibly a kidnap attempt on top of him. No, it was Stunny trying to get out, but he's got all of his bodies to work with. We'll see how much longer he can survive. And Team Pringles almost on their last legs here. 5 squads, 11 players remaining, but they've all but secured it. I can't imagine that anyone really has an opportunity unless, you know, somehow Team Turtle Club ended up with like 20 kills or something, but that doesn't seem to be the case at all whatsoever. Team Vibes, once again, still playing on the rocks here as we are about to enter into that final slow closing ring. As what is their play here? Like, they're gonna have to be forced off the high ground now. We do have the nades being tossed around, and so Mooney is gonna have that black hole nade spam combo to work with.
Yeah, it's really up to Turtle Club right now. All eyes on them to see if they can almost kill the rest of the lobby, because that's what they're going to need in order to catch up to Team Pringles as a first place plus the 8 remaining players in this lobby. But when you go and pick a priority spot, when you sit in the middle of the zone and go for the dub, a lot of times you don't pick up all those points like you were hoping for, because in Game 6, that's when teams get the most aggressive. That's what we saw here just now. But now the zone's starting to close, and they're going to have to go and make their play without any heals. This makes it so difficult for Moni. Looks like they're getting aggressive over towards Team Pop-Tarts building. That's going to be the last player for Team Pringles going down in 5th place. That's going to be Press doing his best to try to just get a little bit of damage over towards the side. But Stomps was having absolutely none of that. Big, massive shots, and there goes the defensive bombardment too. Ultimate high ground being taken here for Turtle Club. This is their opportunity to possibly get some kills. If they can't at least get into first place here, second place will do, taking that away from, I believe, South State right now. But it's a counter play coming up onto Nasky. He's going to have to drop off the high ground, hit the battery.
Oh boy, Mooney taking a lot of damage, and now the ring closing in on them. Here comes the black hole. He needs to throw out those nades. He's got a sliver of HP. We'll just slow play this one as Turtle Club find that kill on to Farmer Lucas. Bird goes down to the ring as well, so that's Rice Krispie Treats out. It is the final 3v3v3 as Nasky is dirty with this angle, just free firing down onto Team Vibes, and Turtle Club will take the dub. But is it gonna be enough at the end of the day? Team Pringles got at least 4 points, I believe, for finishing in 5th place. How many kill points did they get? Did they do enough? Or was Turtle Club possibly able to sneak this one away? We're gonna have to take a moment here, take a break while we, of course, tabulate all the results. And when we get back, we will be able to crown our winners of week number 2 here in AppleJacks week for Series E. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Already hits rollers with Team AppleJacks, and I hit all my shots. Alright, I missed a few shots, but I hit all my shots in game. You can believe that. That was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Hey, what's up? My name's Daves.
My name's Duke.
My name is Rollers.
I play Apex Legends
for Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks, and you're watching
Series E.
Series E.
Series E.
When is a good time to eat jumbo snacks?
Where do I think is a good place to be eating AppleJacks jumbo snacks?
Where are good places to eat AppleJacks?
On a walk?
In the Uber.
When you're skateboarding.
In the library.
On a scooter.
Kings Canyon and World's Edge when you get sent back to the lobby by Team AppleJacks.
On the bus.
At the mall. At your parents' house. At the park. Getting your oil changed.
When you pass Jump Master to your teammates and let them fly in for you, because that's what I always do.
At the bank. On the streets. At the dog park.
A magic carpet. An Uber. A bus ride.
At the farm. In your barn.
When I'm landing on Team Rockstar, because I only need one hand to take them out.
Tree's a good spot, because you get sent back to the lobby from us.
Little Timmy wants to land at Tree and just gets sent back to the lobby immediately. Probably going to go rush to his mommy to get some AppleJacks, so.
In a parking lot, at your brother's birthday party, at your own birthday party, breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat them anywhere.
Hey, what's up? My name's Daves.
My name's Duke.
My name is Rollers.
I play Apex Legends
for Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks.
Team AppleJacks, and you're watching
Series E.
Series E.
Series E.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had 6 games played out tonight, and it was a very close affair. But was it enough for our final team to try and dethrone Team Pringles? Let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile 1 leaderboard. The final time for the evening, and Team Pringles do secure the victory, and Turtle Club were so close, Tom. There's the 5-point discrepancy for them.
But hey, you got to give credit to AppleJacks during AppleJacks week. They weren't able to get the dub. Yeah, shout out to Team Pringles, shout out to Turtle Club, amazing performance. But Team AppleJacks didn't have their full roster today. We the People comes through. Great addition to the team as a sub today. South State, we know what they're capable of. Pop-Tart showed us that they're fully capable of coming through and winning some team fights and also kind of spoiling it for these other teams. And then Rockstar with some great team fighting, great calling in from Tech, a mix of play styles of getting into the middle and playing the edge. We're starting to see kind of the play styles that we see from these Series E teams, and we're also starting to see that teams like Intel, Cheez-It continue to duke it out in 50-50 without caring.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Mobile 1 high performance moment of that last game. Turtle Club tried their best in as many fights as possible, and they were utilizing this horizon quite well. I mean, Nasky, I love how quickly he responds to this, by the way. Like, he hears that gravity lift, he peeks on over, he takes the shots, and then instantly backs away as Team Vibes tried to punish them for that. And they steal this position away from them. Unfortunately for them, though, they weren't ready to drop down the combo that they really wanted as Mooney tries to survive here. But yeah, ultimately, end of the day, the ragtag team of Turtle Club take the final game of the evening. And this was a beautiful spray. Just, you got a Purple Mag Spitfire, and you got 3 people below you, and they're just all lined up. Just Nasky mowing them down there.
He already knocked 2 people, and he still had half of his magazine left, Jamerson. So I don't know what else to say about that one. 55 shots, and in the upgrades that it got, I'm not quite sure how long the Spitfire is going to continue to be this strong. But either way, Turtle Club, great game, great performance, stuck in a second place. But today was Team Pringles Day during AppleJacks Week, and they deserve it. Again, Team Pringles, one of the teams that went through relegation, comes through with a new roster here, showcasing what they're able to do. And that's back-to-back weeks now in Series E, where 2 of our relegated teams have gone and won. So we're seeing a little bit more competition this season.
Yeah, so Team Pringles, once again, congratulations with a nice victory, 69 points overall. Turtle Club coming in second place. Great effort for them. But it's great to see that, like, during these open nights, that there's a lot of competition. I mean, if we take a look at the spread amongst our, like, top 6, top 7, you know, there's a 24-point differential between Pringles and Team Depression. They're down in 7th place, but in the top 3, it was super close. If it didn't come down to some of the mid-game fights for a team like South State, for a team like AppleJacks, there was still huge opportunities for them to come in, but Team Pringles played that one a little bit more passively there. We saw, I think, Team Razor, right? No, Team Rockstar were the one that tried to change up their drop and try to play spoiler up against them. But ultimately, end of the day, Team Pringles persist. They take the victory tonight. They win $300, and we will, of course, see them again tomorrow night when we have our pro night. I believe we do have a new start time for that, like we did last week. So 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you set your clocks 2 hours forward for that one, just in case. But that's going to do it for us. So from all of our partners, all of our partner teams, for everyone at Esports Arena, and for Tom and myself, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow, once again, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Series E Pro Night here for AppleJacks Week. So we'll see you guys then, and have a good night.